25 haina mingthonjaduna adumlaba theme amakhak akoina igniting the talents through education, culture, arts and sports haiba theme sida akoina numit tara hojik phawda numit taraga mathoi ni thoini hena changjalaktuna July gi tang tara dagi hauduna sathajari baton competition si July gi tang kuma ba sathajadagini ngasi July gi tang University YAISKUL के सुमलबा मणिपुर ड्रामाटिक यूनियन हॉल MDU हॉल सर डॉक्टर एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर लॉ डिपार्टमेंट मणिपुर यूनिवर्सिटी बो लिंखटपिरकनब हाइदुना नोलुननि सिंजरी लोइना BSM मणिपुर के माइकईदगी असिगे स्पीकर अमदी असिगे सिंगल लिटरेरी मेल सिबु हौदोपिनब लाक्पिरिबा सर युमनाम प्रेमानंद सिंह चमलब लेंगानम का यानजुदुना ऑनर तौजरी मयामना हुबकुबा खुबिगनी लोइना असिगे लिटरेरी मेल सिबु हौदोपिबा वारोल थंबिरनबेदमक्ता रेस्पेक्टेड
असेंबदी हाना हौग्रबने माइजे तांग क्या हौग्रम खंगदे हा 10 दगी हौग्रेबा ओके ओके अदु फै फॉर्मली हौग्रना ngasi ओइतारे को सो आई डिक्लेयर दिस लिटरेरी स्टेट लेवल इंटर स्कूल लिटरेरी कंपटीशन 2025 ओपन ओके आई हांगदोक्सरी अदुगा याम सक्सेसफुली तौबो ओइसनु हाइदी हौगलेब आंगांसिंगसी तंबिबम चंगेबको तंबसी यावदे यारो खुजु तंबिनी
जुरी नंबर 2 की पकड़ना लिंक्सन बेरने बिदम जुरी नंबर 2 की पकड़ना लिंक्सन बेरने बिदमक्ता नोलुना हाइजरबा मतमदा हराव हरावनी याबिरकपा मैडम डॉक्टर टी दीपा मंजूरी मैडम डॉक्टर टी दीपा मंजूरी Assistant Professor, Department of Sociology, Manipur University bu Lingsin. Assistant Professor, Department of Sociology, Manipur University bu Lingsin birang na bandolong na singjal. Madam ki mapam dasu BSM Manipur ki maiki tagi chamlaba lengan amaka khulto tamjari. लोना जुरी नंबर 3 की फंपम नांग लिंक्सन बिरनबा कोइना हाइजरबा मतमदे याबिरखिबा मिंगोइना पंजरबदा सर थॉक्सोम डॉक्टर थॉक्सोम हिरास आनंद गेस्ट फैकल्टी मणिपुर इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज मणिपुर यूनिवर्सिटी बु जुरी नंबर 3 की फंपम नांग लिंक्सन बिरनबा नोलुना सिंजर लोना समलबा लेंगा सथा जगदोबा डिबेट कंपटीशन असिगे टॉपिक सिंग अकोय हाना अदुमक पिथोक सखरे लोइना टॉपिक सिगे मरमदसु असि लेंसन बेरिबा स्पीकर नसु वाफम थंबिगनी लोइना वाफम थंबिनगी मौइना ngasi पार्टिसिपेंट सिंग मिंगोइना अमतंग कौखचरगा अकोय बोसी कौखचबे तंजागसगे अहानबदा क्लास 10 ऑफ एटम स्पेशल एकेडमी representing Alpha BCI of class 12, Cell number 9 Tingam Rabai representing Lamzingam Tak Mahiko class 8, Cell number 10 Ningi Hulang representing TC Higher Secondary School class 11, Cell number 11 Tingnam Rabai. Serial number 11, Asis Kanu, representing Alpha VCI of class 12. Cell number 12, Tingnom Priscilla Quering, representing Alpha VCI of class 12. Cell number 13, Kumuzam Lizing Lembe, representing TZ Higher Secondary School class 12. Cell number 14, Zeniva Ningthauzam, representing TZ Higher Secondary School class 12. Cell number 15, Anjita Kundrakpam, representing BS Academy class 9. And last participant, Thangzam Bhaktharas, representing Atomic Special Academy of class 10. Hariba participant taraga taruk sina ngasige sunglaba debate competition. Adunglaba topic sing si dauzi mukoina wari si wa ngangbigani. Assigning participants sing sina ngamadu present utilize maximum minutes of survey messages and utilize the Bukan dari sejauh timing matang matang ko. 7 minutes bisa gani 5 minutes ta warning bell lakani. Adugi matungin na koi na madugi 7 minutes to phajana utilize tong na ba haitare. Makata ba debate competition asige maru oiba debate competition asi haudok pinay damuta ngasige speaker when election beri ba respected Sir Dr. Nam Premanda Singh, Head of the Department and Associate Professor of Law Department, Manipur University da Kushinazari. Thank you.
Start the proceeding. Actually, kanoni zersing the moi kanu se competition se either English or Manipuri medium or Hindi di yaute. Ana English or Manipuri medium aduna khoina horen rule regulation high bada su English su khara high tare aduga maiteron su khara high tare Manipuri language da su. Ana first of all akhoina tawdu se judges sing the maruina aduga saigi participants in the Angtankanoma Tamjage. Say ahan bada topic high Hojipudi Hogri Nikong acting like the motion and sin at the Yarwa. The topic is Smile me. Does the rise of coaching institute indicate a failure of foreign school system in labor? And a Silaji Kanokanda question mark labor. And Mayam de Haji Kanokanda debate I see. Si kanoni ko akhoi Lok Sabha gi House of People gi nature sineba project parliament phami yam pharabani parliament still going on ngasi ju parliament session hawre dana ko parliament gi kanoni base Lok Sabha da tawbu ne House of People da tawbu do adu do si da tawdu ne adu Rajya Sabha da na chairman hana phambani ko vice president of Indian chairman orani somne speaker ko aduna sigi se topic se kanana puthokani motion kawi house the bill lama puthoktoini motion puthoktoini ba motion will be moved by the treasury bench to move tawdoini natro treasury bench sarkar pai no to move tawdoini ba law gi organ law minister na transport minister na environment minister na pata bro aduna mana ka question hangu e ba akhoi sarkar na soibadagi swain to process ali ni hairo ba kamda phama ta haidun tro adun statement oigadabani aduga negative oiba yade debate ki dium se ko aduna khoi ngak sang saida khoi kan jury members in the tharong na phamaga khanara kanda sumaina topic se yam line sem do ko so let me clarify there will be no negative statement question mark in the motion introduced in the house because of that in consultation with our learned jury member we corrected the motion for the 2 days debating competition bapta ko haja motion ju on thoe ba ko on thokuna te ko noina pari do kaim kaide aduna motion ji komai on thoge hakanda the rise of coaching institute is to support the existing foreign school system any doubt leba hairo ko par ke ko motion ji kai oidoi bahujia the rise of coaching institute is to support the existing foreign school system kari doubt lay hairo maru ne nui ni maru ise noi side kari doubt lay yaubra question mark 10 lathokre question mark lathokre ko aduga statement ne thamme statement ji kaino kanda foreign coaching institution na hojik lairiba foreign school system sida support obune ba ta bro adu egadi ngasai noi ne lairibi stand du kai tare si treasury bench kai tare si support ogodaba singana kana no ba noi dum tabra nangi support ko mai tok doi ba sum hairo ni sumring se hor ho ha phai kholi leidran ko support to existing keno sida kaisu akai wala ti khoti adu hai doi ne ba ko noi sanare ko hore any confusion I will clarify hai how gradi yaroi ba ko house or gadi house in yum to ko doi ne ba khoina ko wa phajana ngangani you have the freedom of speech and expression Parliament ki members sing se article 105 enam yawai ba ko nani ngang we parliament da noi aju dum amai tok doi ni ne hoji ado ka tu kar ngang ti yaro tam thok doi ne hore house ki ko aduna noi bab tare ko hogdoram ni ko akhoi ki judge sing ready de lai bi re ko oza dilip lai re de oza dipa manjuri adegi di oza bias anan yawin aisu anan ni anan ani ne aduna mana oza tele ai gi oza ni ai gi town ni department gi akhoi kalik ni ade department juri su yam phaba machin tung khole tung kapre hana tum le rabani da afaba oza ngak tane ba ko aduna haurasi debate se ado debate ki niyom ni tokdu ni ko 7 minutes 5 hek to warning bell am pirani ko drang pirani adu dandang adati atopa topic hauro no ko lotion na ba tawro ba ko matam hen madi number kak tu ni khatang hen madi ai matam hen ngang tha le ba dum tu e this is competition adun sima adu judges in the my clarification how to assign marks is not given in the rules and regulation aduna rule and regulation yawram dre mi taw e handi on those aina sumaina seme ba ko si chatharasi moi aina su una hodre ai amta haijara ki sida tawbiro aina haibu tawbiro aina speaker ni aina ruling pizerage aduna presentation and the decorum of the house sida 20 mark presentation and the decorum hai etiquette nukte phajana tawbagi 20 mark 20 aduga matter the 50 mark matter point perang phajana thambadugi 50 mark aduga skill of debate and the language ta 30 mark aduga 100 taraba amka haijarake present debating skill ne aduga language hadi coherent lairibra leina ko praman panthega tawribra adumagi the 30 mark smaito ga 100 aduga just among the 100 aduga 100 into 3 is equal adu niyom chatharasi di kaino kanda debate competition tawrini na noji tammine ba ko khuju tammini aduna noigi maraktagi leader ma khanduini motion je mi ma thokta tawroi ba ko noi maraktagi mover kawise move tawduini laite topic laite khunu competition pi thokoi wane ba motion je move tawduini ko move tawna ba mi mover kawe do treasury bench ka gi amana motion je puthokadoi si adu noi maraktagi mover kanan oge khanaro minute ama pirage noida onjan naro thomda who is the mover noigi mark opposition leader ma khandoini opposition gi leader ama noina coaching sina kaino the soire foreign education system siga ani si ye khaina re phalan re leidana ko adum gi tare bab ta bro tai ko kari any singna ba hayoro hodringai da noigi leader ma khalo the onsan aro meeting tawra minute ama who will be the leader adun opposition leader oidun hore amuk summing up tok duni lower ka the mini NEP ni no su mini NEP ni organizer the who time gi kano timekeeper le rabo timekeeper ka pare kaida time du di phajana tawbiu ko amada khar hena pisan ba yade ko adu niyom da satha je ai su yeng ni sarok pam lottery di tàu tiền nó sẽ giao tiền nào xe nó tàu sao đó The motion is the rise of coaching institute. Yes, how we call the rise of coaching institute is IS to support the existing formal FORMAL school system. Yare ko clear way ko hawdur ni hawadi leparo jara satha ni aduga the rise of coaching institute is to support the formal existing formal school system. The rise of coaching institute is to support the existing permanent school system. Yare ko, horsi. Ana be ready, timekeeper. Aduga serial number of speakers that I will choose randomly. Okay, this is the power assigned to the speaker. So I will choose randomly who will speak second, third, whatever may be. Existing, how do you lady say? Lady system say. Support we hide. To Han is to de. I hierarchy ko nang do phaje nang hangi do clarification ne ko ahan basina sidi yaute ko please listen carefully ahan ba topic la misina does the rise of coaching institute indicate a failure of permanent school system haba negative mak to oiba karino negative sina permanent ngasai gi coaching institute mayam rise to ko hengalak basina permanent school system si fail way high basi tai high ne ko indicate to high ne negative mak to oiba si ya de debate ya da bani na ko on thoi si samana dro negative mak lok tho ga ko hoji on thoi sina coaching institute mayam lei basina hoji hoji lei ba exist to ba formal education system si man support in to to re pagal le bani da ata bro adu di samana da dro samane ba high the formal education system se masida support to sangre ba mana pagat na ba formal education system strengthen high ga do ne sing badi strengthen do ko high ba ngai ta luman gre na ko strengthen to re ba formal education system gi adu ni strengthen to na ba oina chat khre high bani da conflict lai te ba su ko negative ani yarom du lok tho positive on thok pai bani kari kari doubt lai haude ya de matam leitre yara bra ba tin nang khatang doubt lai ba mali amuk su high ro dum phajana dum nati da hane gi sinanya coaching institute se hengalak padagi formal school system se fail way haba bata bro sam na maiter na ga fail way haba formal education system se collapse to dore coaching institute mayam mushrooming to pusidagi haiba han masina hauji sin ploy on thuga adu haiba ya debate adu mo topic som thamba ya de mathang na khangoro negative chat pa ya de kainu sarkar pai mi sinabu aigi sarkar phatabadagi manipuri rang thui ha ya dori bro khoi sarkar na kan honabadagi nongem da kamandre ha kaneba ko on thor ka doineba amai taw do si on thok ta ya dabni na coaching institute se hengalak yam rise tor podagi formal existing formal education system sida phagale haiba ni support di phagale strengthen tawre haira ko bata bro chap mane ba topic to yai nang preparation tor tum loi hairo whatever you prepare say or debate reproduce here as it is okay kam ta yeng oi bo just na su yeng je gane bo ko just will consider what we prepared what you preparation was done on that line do on that line nothing will harm your marking etc only thing is that don't say does arise just mention this topic this motion okay adu nang tawra du nang na tawriba preparation do adum hairo patara bo just sing dai specific question tok jare angang sing preparation da song da pain chakram mina man han tok podu da adum debate tok jasno ba khoina dum khaga mark ta sobi yaw yeng na se duga tawu tawu motion the rise of coaching institute is to support the existing formal school system and tawse yare ko hausi start tawse matam le tre noi gi disa mane ye coaching institute ki phataba ade formal school system da mana contradict tawba khotpa adu mayam da du ngang doine ba ko moi gi ne coaching ni phaba formal school ga mari du gi BSM afaba symbiosis relation adu adum hai doine sa mane ba ko no difference how is ko hai da achumba akoi tammi bani na phajana tamhog da di hayeng soidana ko doctor do the fazana tamhoda the operation the success oire patient di no more haidu neba manipur toise anga amadi pu e mama di lai gidre du jenims ka rims ka tawrise amai adu du akuna hojiti ki tamhoda yade fazana training pi hodraba pharak ta doini aduna aina akoina hainei ni semdo gu siraina khanara mebo ko masi phaina sakhani na ngang sing je lan chalam di chumdi ne hauta ngai de lan ba yade ba ko aduna haurasi hojiki se kano se mover se who is mover here. So I call upon Geneva Ningthau Jam for act as a mover of today's motion. Yare ko nang mover or how.
Mr. Speaker, sir, ngasigi House na thambiriba motion, the rise of coaching institution is to support the existing formal school system. Hariba motion ase yamna chumbana maram oiraga masigi supporting points in categorically nine thamsage. Ahanba point da school failed to provide quality educations. Annual status of education report 2022 ki report ki matung inna government schools sing da tamliba class 5 ki mahairoi sing ase mahairoi sing 50% ti class 2 ki lyric paba thokteba aduga sat 30% ki below na basic division hot pa haite school sing sina tawriba ase conceptual understanding ki mahuta root memorization lom da hena focus tawbiraga leire coaching centers sing sina di khang da topic asing do khongatuna satra sing hena nungai ga da ba hena digest tawga da ba mawong da takpire masigi khudam hairaga di apun ba state asigi qualified oiba IIT satra dagi kota coaching institute na puthokba satra hena masing yameba masina takpadi school sing sina satra sing bu kamdau na competitive exam bu mayo na gadage haibase takpi da bagini haibada haiman ba thokloi da speaker sir school sing asina takpi ri basing ase aikhude effective oiram labadi ngasi kota na center of education oiram libase kaidong nung do oiram ba thoklo oiram loyeba point 2 da lack of personalized attention in school 2021 ki UDAS ki report ki matung ina chawrangna satraga ojaga ki ratio ase 32:1 neba maramasina personalized attention ase oithokta bane coaching centers sing di batch ki khaidokna satra yamdana lawshilaga satra yamdana lawshilaga doubt solving session mock test personalized feedback singi tawbi adubo school sing di adugomba potse amata tawbi dreba tawrabasu yamna tangna tawe masigi khudamdi 2023 gi CBSE topper Kavya Pandena mahangna mai paglakibagi credit singado Akas coaching center da pikhiba aduga asumna shuhai khimana mana kariba school adugi oja singna takpibado mangoda gyan tanaba hotnabada aduki matik yamna wana thokheba masina takpadi akhoi gi school singsina akhoi satra singbo number icham chama number amamam gumna ubi aduga coaching center sing da tungi yumbi oina sembi shabeba point 3 da outdated curriculum vs real world demands 2023 gi NESCOM gi report ki matung ina engineering da graduation loiraba satra habidi 80% mukti hoziba thabak phangdana lairi masi karigino hai targadi school singsina critical thinking gi oiba potse practical skills set takpi da bagini have the hygienic coaching centers sing sida di phazana takpi tambi eba masigi khudam sidi coaching centers sing sida di chahi khudinge anova education anova study materials kaya hawkale adubo akhoi school sing sade hanadagi tamnaraktraba hauzik hanargi tamnaraktraba lyrics sing ado hauzik upgrade tobidana adum tamnari masigi khudam di NCERT na puthokpa physics ki syllabus ta modern education advancement ki matangda quantum computing haiba syllabus topics se hauziba haptre adubo coaching center sing sade happe. Fourth point up, coaching centers fill the gap in competitive exam preparations. sorry. Fourth point, coaching centers fill the gap in competitive exam centers. Vision IAS ki chahi mangagi mamang data collection to matamda schools data collection to matamda UPSC ki topper ase UPSC ki topper sing ase coaching center coaching loina tawkhiye ba madun masigi khudam de 2015 gi UPSC topper Tina Devi na asun hai ki mahangna exam preparation tawrakpa matamda exam preparation sing ase tawrakpa matamda school sing dagi guide amta tawbirakhidabana maram orga ma coaching center da base tawkhiye ba aduga speaker sir when the school drop the bottom coaching center win the race. Let's come to the opponent claim. Coaching centers are expensive, but schools are free and affordable. Karigumba coaching centers sing sina, karigumba free education sina, ngasi effective oiragadi, karigidamakta mama mapa oiba sing na paisa thada duna coaching centers sing the thari bano. Masina takpadi school gi system ase, makoy na pamba mama mapa sing duna pamba wat le haiba natra. Coaching centers create crisis and unhealthy competitions. Haibadi natte ba coaching centers sing sina karimta create tawdeda maramdi satra singbu school sing sina takpi phajana takpi raktabana maram orga last movement the coaching centers sing the depend tawrakpane ba coaching speaker sir coaching centers sing se asum mathang hengalakli bagi maramdi si trending natte ba hengalakli ba se system yadabagi mata hengalakli ba ne ba Jahi khudingi 15 million student kaina coaching centers in the enroll tawriba se upai lairakta badagine karigi maram di school sing sina fazana takpi rakta bana maram oiraga ne hengalakli bane ba aduga coaching centers sing sida coaching centers, honorable judges, respected teachers, and all. Akoigi satra sing, akoigi school sing sida mangal pibina ba akoina khanduna mangal pibini khanduna changsilu baneba. Adubo ona tainaba da oina thokpi reba. Maramasina akoigi coach ona tainaba da oina tawbire. Thank you.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯕꯛ ꯐꯕꯅ ꯉꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯎꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯖꯔꯤ ꯕꯦꯟꯁꯀꯤ ꯂꯤꯗꯔꯅ ꯃꯣꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯃꯨꯚ ꯇꯧꯈ꯭ꯔꯦꯀꯣ The rise of coaching institute is to support the existing foreign school system 하이다나 시기 마땅하다니 ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯉꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯎꯁꯤꯗ debate ꯇꯧꯅꯒꯗꯣꯏꯁꯤ debate ꯑꯗꯤ competition as well as debate in the house ꯀꯣ ꯃꯊꯪꯒꯤꯗ opposite leader ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯔꯦ ꯁꯤꯅ Taura attack ko. Aduga hore loirakpada ne. Hujiki nupi masado mubardu summing up taunaba min aninga pini ko. And that 2 minutes will not be counted for the competition. Competition gi di yaudaba. Same as opposite leader hana sum up tauni aro even nam tawdo ni ko. Opposite leader gi chu min ani pini ko. Adudi that is not part of the competition. Baptai ko nang ju 7 minutes fangani opposite leader si moina pikhala ko maming si kan oire. Thangjam Baktaras. Thangjam Baktaras, serial number 16.
Mr. Speaker, Amadi Justice Phone Nation Biriba, Justin Amadi, Mayam Tim Biriba Punamapu, Mangang Punsiba. Ahan Maktada Akoigi, Opposition Leader, Janiliana Tangachogiba, the rise of the coaching institution is the support in existing formal school system. Hi, but topic as the Yama Pabzo topic ni, Aina Tagachari. Maramdika, you know, Mahana Pon, you point that Akoigi Hantaki 21 census, the Tigi Matung ina. Akoigi students in Zibu, Oza sing the haidi school sing da para phajana takpi de ama phajana tawbi de haibase ai isana yase adubu akhoi India ki system di matung inadi one teacher 40 student haibase fix thamgrabane ba every country have this system ana mar morga kai dobogi tawgodoino akhoi ki aseng coaching institution leibe ato to ba leijai hai ta ga zu akhoi ki school de na preference so pi ga da bane ba hazikti yango chakhot gi mutung na competitive oinare country sing je loina ana akhoi ki ba school sing je fagat na bu honare India government na akhoi ki India government na kai dobogi coaching institution amadi maram da kai dobogi thama ido hai ba tar ga di akhoi ki India na freedom phang matam da is ID akhoi ki Manipur haijar je akhoi na freedom phang matam da akhoi je socialist orameba socialism have is lameba adubu yada bana moroga Mr. Speaker capitalist single punjanaraga cooperation sema matungda akhoi pula punda ba yagideba maramdadi karigumba if this akhoi ki ahanba first 5 plan years ki matung inadi akhoi je primitive system da hana akhoi je conduct tau haibaneba ada akhoi ki angang leiba singja larik tamba matam da 1 lakh student leire khalajeba adu oiba taragadi 1 lakh sida government ngamba 20000 badi tamjasanu amana atopara chatlo haibaneba sida matung ina sidagi oiraga mayam sida cost institution hangtoknaraga hazdi kai daure corruption mayam hekalapagumba adagi financial system la lapagumba hoi adugi hadinga saigi cost institution hangtokpasna akhoi gi financial amadi economic the growth la e hareba si kai dreba kaisu kai dreba mi jobs pi adagi economics the growth la e si doina phareba ai yazareba isana adubu sina kam pi ageba aina hiding is school singdadi jobs da barba ada lairiba oza sing je qualified oidabra adudi karigumba khoina state level competition ama thoke khalajeba ko adudi school la lairiba ngasai gi oza PE oza je si je qualified oide state level competition abudi national level competition na compete tawanga moi haiduna ma to ngana coaching chatlibra ba adudi school gi oza sing ju moina kariona urage ba school ji moina kariona khallage ba adoi tardi moi dum coaching tawbana phatro adagidi 90% PC gi makhada laktaba students sing jidu kai daure parents sing jin namdana coaching chatlan bas yauri ba is it trending why not is it trending yengu atotoba country sing Japan Korean South Korean USA China sing de yengo Japan daga di yengo moi gi class ta wadi gi larik haiba satra do adu ma gi macha do coaching tamne ba sigi trending as lakhi bane India na British na India ka matam na school de hang to me coaching de hang to bro hang to de is it trending why not Mr. Speaker, adom dia khoi gi ipani, adom dia khoi gi ipa saklibani, adom na jehna khangbiramgani maramdi, masi akhoi gi khunai ja kholeba se henkalakla ga compete tawna bo na reba coaching institution sing ne school ga mana na chang mana na henkaleba si na soiba mazla ineba students na adehna mai onsan kiba adena mai sangiba school da mai samanga maktaba heavy pressure pirakba amadi financing conditions ne lakhiba poor family kaya de akhoi has India amadi Manipur has de poverty line gi makha da lai family kaya ama lairi more than 40% are in the poverty line si mayam gi matung ina yengzaruba ta ga de moju aziki coaching institute ena anga atopa loi thana bana akhoi gi isa ju thaba ngamde ko haina maram marka moina thaba yaunari ba adudi kai do bogi no ba school laisna phajana takpi da bra school da oda sing de haita bra well qualified oi da bra oi ngammi one per teacher have 40 students mase puthok khaba pham ne ba laira ba ne ba sai da kana na kai hai do no ba sai da yamna phai ai isama opposition leader oina haijaningi madudi speaker sir amadi leibiriba myam punamakpu akhoi gi leiriba haziki system ja size munna amtanging bioba atopa developed countries sing da adu tawba akaiba laite ba western country eastern countries sing da adugum akaiba laite adubu India gumba developing country amadadi se akaiba yam thina kai khre masizna angang sing da hena qualified ohale adagi moje hena takpi tambi habane ba sipuna mase chama school takpi tambi ba why not kadoi takpi roi do no moi gi satra ngak tane hayeng wai competitive exam thak matam da haji yengo question 11 ju question lawi 12 su question lawi 10 board lawi si do matam da moi ju training tawri bane moi ju angang lo takpi ri bane han dagi dum tawbi ri ma tane seja khoina ahen ma pam bai damak ta khoina tawja bane ba se masida akhoina kaisu haninga lejade mayamna khangbira budune Mr. Speaker sir adom di akhoi gi ipa gumbani guru gumbani adom na jehna khangbiri badu mangai ai isamak su thangjam baktras mayambu aroi bo oina mangang pusiba
ꯃꯊꯪꯗꯗꯤꯅꯦ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯇꯧꯔꯁꯤ ꯑꯦꯗ꯭ꯔꯦꯁ ꯈꯣꯏꯔꯝꯕ ꯑꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ
The rise of coaching institutes is to support the existing formal school system. Mr. Speaker, sir, this isn't just a debate, it's a confession from every student who once believed that their school would change their life and watched hope sleep through cracked walls and broken promises. A very warm greetings to all gathered. Myself, Takhelambam Tarun Singh of class 11, representing Extra Ed School, won't just speak as a student. Mr. Speaker, sir, I speak as a witness to a system that was supposed to raise us, but instead left us searching for answers in shadow classrooms and partially a second chances. Mr. Speaker, sir, please allow me to give a glimpse of my home state, Manipur, a lane rich in resilience and talents, where dreams shine more than diamonds, and also dulls as the scarcity for police. Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, beneath that brilliance lies a truth we often avoid. Our schools are fading, not because the children stopped dreaming, but because the system stopped listening. Mr. Speaker, sir, in some rural schools, even in my place, classrooms have been turned into animal shelters. Why? Because teachers are missing, blackboards are empty, and the benches have adapted to a new isolated ecosystem. The syllabus is outdated, and the soul of learning is silent. Mr. Speaker, sir, as a middle class student, every single rupee I save comes with effort. Yet, I still choose tuition, not for luxury, but for clarity, because the school has started to feel like a cage, and even a crowded tuition room now feels like freedom. Mr. Speaker, sir, coaching isn't a miracle. It's a reaction to a failure, a plaster on a wound that never should be bled. We press toppers from private institutes, Mr. Speaker, sir, but the credit always goes to the school. Can we really become toppers only through school? Even in residential school, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Moi duna dumaina daily food ke kaজ moi dumain pibe khole ado coaching ge dumaina sir coaching ge jo kem to opportunity ti pi de male ado moi gi school gi oja ge duna like phajan tak te ha jo ai oi school khara gi di taw ado school ho gi on pulap taw bodi am yan de coaching ge jing khalura di coaching khara ge jo oja na like phajan tak te ado jo moi coaching gi question do pam bai moi coaching do adum bs nang na ba adum chat nei audagi hoi angan na need or pe gi coaching de hang tore ha bu coaching hang tore je main oina school du gi gyan ta da bai ne audagi akhoi na coaching gi oja da akhoi na nongam law da question ama hange khalo ma'am sir si ja akhoi na ngarang law de khote adu ri halagon da tak pi ona they might not teach us, but in school they will obviously explain a bit. Akhoi gi doubts ko mazu school da loi clear to holiko ado school da akhoi gi not only in education but akhoi gi physical mentally ke ka jo loina ya holiko si akhoi na inter school ge da ni yaw rei ji jo adum school gi mating na coaching gi mating da or ma de ai si je inter school je kem ta presentation jo ke ka pi ba ngam moi ba au du ga hojik lan gi manung ji da school ji na even private school mo ji na mating am pi ko mo ji na mating hai di free uniform free books au da gi ming sambal offer ke ka ta na ko ta no moi gi center ke ka lai ba du ma na mating phajan pang mi dan taw but in coaching they didn't give any this kind of opportunity. Ado opportunity to people na te kote. Ado school jina akhoi gi learning base school jina akhoi gi nostalgic haidi akhoi gi education ke ka qualification ke ka ira loina yeng ko audai adu yeng jina tana akhoi gi thaing kan da coaching jo lem na te coaching center jo lem na te oja do na phajana ta ko tana angang do na knowledge do phajan loksam ba da gi moi do na angang do audai angang do na human resource oi bangam audai gi not only that coaching gi oja or me am the school gi satra or mini ko school gi oja or ni ko school gi oja do or padai moi do na coaching gi masa gi center do link khatli audai gi akhoi gi yum thana jo mes ki coaching am sagat leba adu ma jo school gi oja oi ni school gi oja oi ju ma do masa gi na mes ki coaching do hanga ma gi masa gi oina extra benefit ki profitable paisa do gi ma do loan na ba gi mo imung manu chalai na gi ma do coaching taweba adu ma gi do aram ri leite school da tak pa do coaching tak pa do ka manani school gi do di angang ju myam yami per su myam sang tu ne oja jo adum warak ta bane adu oja warak ta na mo jo adum phajan ta ikole au de coaching da lang ma kho pa ki ka de oja an phajana yeng bi de ai ju coaching am chalam ko coaching am chale ai hojik so coaching chale adu coaching cha pro ai nom to oja da aina khang da matam da hari nong ma me absent oi matam da aina khang da adu do khangau de na aina khut ka thangal uraga oja do hang ba da phajana haibi rakti absent oi ba gi maram do en hangi ba adu kum ba gi loina topic to loina aina hangba ko shanke ka gi loina na thaiba ala school gi duda akhoi duna ke ha ba complaint kumba scarson kum sat pa khop pa au dagi akhoi gi enjoyment ke ka gi loina school la ko mi gi katin ba khop pa school ke ka gi da moi gi au dai school gi je moi gi parents na school jadi atang ma home school tamale ado jo hoi coaching idu moi ke ha angang do like to mark phajagara atang ma coaching da moi na tak na namjal laga coaching gi center do gap tong na ba ayam do insale so for last thank you for giving the opportunity.
Ya phajagare mai ko matam save tore ha timing chap chare very good loi phaida hoji buki oina di kaino mayam sia member mayam si phajana dum argument tawi ai nga sa haijagi bido kaino ni ko opposition na mi tara aduga treasury bench na mi taruk aduna si member si manana ba next also kaino de tawsi opposition gi amaga satha ji ko mai maming sina maming sam lure ne ji pa ba thok training ang sin ji mai te gi phaja ba jo ming du thol padong ni kaino si bo tin sri sanu el ko torta all the best char chair number 2 tin sri sanu lokrak pam opposition bench.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Tiansri Chanu from Herbert School, class 12, and today I'll be speaking against the topic. The rise in coaching institute is in support of the formal education system. First of all, Mr. Speaker, before starting my argument, I would like to pose a very important question on the floor of this House. How many of us in here have never gone to a coaching institute in the participants? None, right? The fact that everyone have attended one or the other coaching institute is an indication that the formal education system have failed. This debate can be, in fact, ended here, Mr. Speaker. A very important thing that the children, that the people of these generations are forgetting today is that every student is different. Every student has different capabilities and different subject of interest. The failure in the coaching institute, the failure in the formal education system is not a single crack in the wall, but it is multi-layered. Firstly, I would like to say the failure of the government. In case if the government have provided good infrastructures, good teachers to the students, then what is the need of the coaching institutes? And also, Mr. Speaker, we know that the students till class 8 one of my supporters have mentioned how the students till class 5 don't know how to read and write proper English. But Mr. Speaker, if the government have provided the basic necessities of the students, will the students have the need to go to the coaching institute? And also we know that the schools till the class 8 are in pathetic conditions. The walls are broken. It is flooded during flood. And even at night, the schools have become a place for the local miscreants for drinking and substances abuse. Where is the government's accountability? What is the government taking action of? And also, Mr. Speaker, secondly, I would like to highlight the societal failure. Our society, instead of understanding our students, they have forced the students at the verge. They are forcing students to take the streams which they don't want. For example, let's take this example of a student like me. I'm a student who loves arts, who loves politics. But now look at me, Mr. Speaker, I'm taking science, and on top of that, I am preparing for my NEET exam. And since I'm a student with zero interest in science, I'm forced to take tuitions, coaching institutes. So this is indication that the society have failed to understand their own children. And also, Mr. Speaker, the third issue that I would like to highlight about the failure of the formal education system is the Council of Educations. The very Council of Education that sets the question paper are the ones which don't aim to increase the creativity of the students. For example, let's say I write an answer made by myself in the exam. They don't reward. They instead promote by hearting systems. They expect me to produce each and every line from the textbook. In case if I write any extra in the exam, they'll be like, oh no, this is an extra cut. So whatever it is, they tell you have to by heart from the textbook. And one of the supporters from the Treasury bench have mentioned about how schools can't produce coaching toppers. I'm so sorry, but I'm not supporting my school, Herbert. But in this year, Herbert, around like more than 10 state toppers were produced, and in that, only one was day boarder, and the rest all were residentials. Also, Mr. Speaker, the recent question paper leaks are the main indication why the coaching institutes are becoming more and more famous. The students go to the coaching institutes with the hope that they'll get the question paper before the exam. And this is in fact very true. The recent question paper leak of 2025 physics paper, and 11 paper was also leaked because I was 11 last year, I know. And so who is leaking this question paper? According to the investigation, it was the CO, exam coordinator, and even the teachers who leaked them. It is not outsiders who are leaking the question papers, which means that there is a major loophole in our education system. And also, Mr. Speaker, we also know how the job opportunities in Manipur, how many unemployed youths are lying. This is because, Mr. Speaker, the schools are more, the rise in coaching institutes and the schools, they are not aligning together. They are instead focusing on creating parrots rather than the future thinkers. They want you to by heart each and every line. So how will the job be, how will the people be ready for the jobs when they are not even ready to face their lives? Schools are meant to teach us how to face our lives, how to be independent. But instead the schools are focusing on the other things because of the coaching institutes. And last but not the least, Mr. Speaker, I would like to question to each and every one of us here, what is the need of the coaching institute in case if the schools were performing well? Why do we have to pay twice the price as the schools? And also, Mr. Speaker, according to Niti Aayog, around 4.7 unemployed youths, BAMA and BSC are unemployed. This is because the schools have not taught them how to face interviews, how to speak on the stage. So, Mr. Speaker, this all contributes to the failure of the formal education system. The last but not the least, Mr. Speaker, I request you to withdraw the motion from the House. Thank you, one and all.
ꯑꯩꯅ ꯈꯟꯕꯗ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯁꯤ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯦꯀꯣ ꯈꯔ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯗꯤ ꯅꯨꯡꯁꯥꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯥꯕ ꯉꯁꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯁꯥ ꯂꯩꯔꯕꯅꯤꯗ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯏꯃꯦꯠ ꯆꯦꯟꯖ ꯑꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯒ꯭ꯂꯣꯕꯦꯜ ꯋꯥꯔꯃꯤꯡ ꯀꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯤꯅꯤꯗꯅꯀꯣ we are also part of the globalꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯁꯥꯏꯅꯦꯀꯣ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯋꯦꯁ ꯀꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯤꯁꯜꯂꯦ ꯃꯊꯛ ꯐꯝꯗꯣꯏ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯇꯗꯅꯀꯣ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯁꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯁꯥꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯇꯔꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯥꯔꯒꯨꯃꯦꯟꯁꯤ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯄꯨꯈꯠꯂꯛꯑꯦ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯐꯥꯎ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯈꯠꯂꯛꯑꯦ ꯍꯧꯕꯗꯗꯤ ꯈꯔ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯝꯗꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯈꯟꯕꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯍꯥꯎꯁꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯦꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯊꯪꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯑꯣꯄꯣꯖꯤꯁꯟꯗꯒꯤꯅꯤꯀꯣ ꯀꯧꯊꯣꯛꯇꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯣꯄꯣꯖꯤꯁꯟꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯤꯅꯦꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯊꯪꯒꯤ ꯅꯨꯄꯥ ꯃꯆꯥ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯃꯥꯜꯂꯤꯀꯣ ꯅꯤꯡꯉꯣꯝꯕꯝ Butler hai ne maming chu phajai fajan tawro ko all the best.
With the permission of the Mr. Speaker, sir, ngasigi House asina pukhat pirak liba motion, the rise of coaching institute is support to existing formal school system. Hai liba motion asa ay isambaki oiba fact and finding kaya ga iroi na coaching institute kaya linkhalakpa asi formal school system da failure mo helakpagi nati Mr. Speaker. Amadi coaching institute asina lawriba thaudang asi school sing asibu namthara ga haidana tholakiban late sengna harabada coaching na piriba khudong chaba sing asi school sing asibu support tawala maram oiraga school dagi sitha nanta hoba mahi masing sing asi coaching dagi phukat hobagi tanja fangi Mr. Speaker. Amadi coaching institutions loina na formal school system hai riba ani asigi pandamasi asuki mati khetna bana maram oiraga coaching institution ama linkhalakpada sangliba pandamasi akaknabu oi Mr. Speaker. Adubu school ama linkhalakpada sangliba pandamasi di asuki mati pak chawi haijariba Mr. Speaker. Aduna hai riba ani ase sangdamnaba matamdadi samudraga langkhonga sangdamnaba gum thokani Mr. Speaker. Aduna karigumba formal school system asibu failure amoirakpagi factor asi formal school system dani hairamba taragadi ngasi dagi na sahi 10 rongi mamang dagi hoduna semgat sagat kraba coaching institution sing asibu matamni dagina ngasi fawda semgat sagatuna lagliba government amasung private school sing asi semgat lamdaba sia Mr. Speaker. Amadi coaching institution haiba asi akaknaba leitaba amasung competitive oiba exam kaya dagi maru oina hotnarakpa na maram oiraga school gi oiba system da karigumba hiram matada amangba pire Mr. Speaker. Khudam oina harabada piklaba lanagi oiba coaching center kaya dagi horaga chauraba exam sing khudam oina palabada NEET GMAINS loina na IIT coaching center asina fawda nomata school gi academic amadi environmental problem thoan kiba lekhidri Mr. Speaker. Aduna mamang dagi hoduna ngasi fawda leiriba government amasung private school sing asi hana dagi hoduna niyom ngaktuna lakhiba ngaktani Mr. Speaker. Adubu ahong bahaiba chatna BSC dagi khara da wara basu saphana bagi damakta atopa anoba system ama semani Mr. Speaker. Hairiba system adudi coaching institution haiba asini adubu kanagumba kharana coaching institution asibu formal school system da failure am oirakpagi factor ama na haiduna lana lamjing bagi wani adubu taseng mamaki di masi mari lina da wapam amakni Mr. Speaker. Haibadi ngasigi motion ase mek senga lali aduna coaching institution kaya linkhalakpa asina formal school system da soyalakpa nati aduna Mr. Speaker sarju khantha aduni enghaningi madudi karigumba formal school system asibu failure am oirakpagi mahaki factor asi coaching institution ani haiba taragadi karigidamak factor am oiriba coaching institution sing asibu action lokhat pidribono Mr. Speaker. Amuksu khana duna yengsi madudi aina ina khulle aigi maruptuna lairare adubu matam kharagi matungda ina khulliba ai asina lairadaga lairaduna leiramliba aigi marup asina ina khulle I haiba taragadi karigidamakta lairaba ina ina khulliba marup adugi mafamda badanam piga doribano Mr. Speaker. Aduna masi hairiba asidi mayek senga lali aduna hairiba coaching formal school system asibu kanaba gidamakta achoba mayong yariba coaching center asibu matang asida pusinduna maraliba magumna thanamadi mayek sena lali Mr. Speaker. Aduna amarom da ngasi fawda formal school system asi karigum mahirama matada sitharakpa leitri aduna hena dom khumang sasalakpa ngakta ni Mr. Speaker. Haibadi hana uramdaba smart classing urakpa khudam oina palabada interaction class co-curricular activities asida sunatana practical learning hairiba si education da advantages amani haibayai hairiba sing asida coaching center sing asina hena effort pisinduna hotna jariba asibu formal school system asibu sitharakpa ne haina haibiga doribra Mr. Speaker. Aduna hairiba sing asidi angur chaba phanghodraba lamhui amana sille hairamdula chatkya wapam asiga changdamnaba yaraba wapam amakhangni Mr. Speaker. Aduna ngasigi house asina pukhat piragliba motion asina karigumba 17th century dagina 18th century fawgi matamna thwan bani hairama taragadi khana biyabani adubu ngasigi haibadi 19th century dagina ngasi fawda honglagliba ahong basing asiga yengluraba taragadi coaching institution is much needed. Loinana lamdam sida leiriba mahiroi sing asigi mama mapa sing asina mahiroi sing asina tamliba mahi tampham sang sing asina matik sada bana maram oiraga lanai gi oiba private coaching kaya thabna habu wapam asi phongdora kiba leitri Mr. Speaker. Masidi subna khaktagi upal amagi uhaibu mahau tongan na phanglabagi damakta thariba ni Mr. Speaker. Aduna pandam di stap marab adu wakal losing di watpa khang haibu watpa sing asina formal school system asi sitharakpani aduga masigi maram asina coaching institution na haina hariba ngasigi motion ase withdraw to from 20 Mr. Speaker. Amadi aroi bada amusu haijagi madudi mahai masingi fibam asibu kanabagi damakta achauba thaudang lauriba coaching institution asibu fee chawi easily accessible oide amasung school gi oja sing asibu takpi tambi buwa le haiduna haijalaga praja sing bulana lamjing liba ngasigi motion ase withdraw to from 20 Mr. Speaker. Ta sengna hairabada formal school system amadi coaching institution na si karigom hiram amatada mari laina de aduna ngasi gi motion na si taru ba matungda adong gi mind sing bo divert tok thu ba haibedi amana amabu chingthana ba gi wakhalon na si kok na ba gi damakta Mr. Speaker sir ngasi gi motion na si withdraw to bi amadi Mr. Speaker sir bus appeal tawsari loina na tinbire ba mayam pum nang ba bu thagat sari thank you
mathang sina kana tor si ko Treasury bench ki member am local asi magi maming si kai kawi Treasury bench pu yor bida oh silere ji na hobom yor me ko garis hera garis khundrak pam am honor all the best ha serial number 8.
Good morning to one and all present here. Akoina coaching institution je kadawagi increase ta right now haiba yabagi question ama hangba yaiba masi kai gino hangpa matamda answer tholakpadadi school na akoida provide tawgadaba supervision adugumbudo provide taraktabadi coaching institution je hauji link khala ibaneba school na adu pir taragadi kadawagi coaching institution hikalak toribano aduna kai tare hauji akoi opposing team na so haigi ko ngasai haigi kai tare school da phajana takpi ba khara watlena adu walaga di kadawagi coaching institution li khatpada yet lino habidi adu gi damakta na trokhoi school chatpa coaching institution chapa haje like tam na bagi damakta ne ba akhoi gi knowledge gain tawna ba akhoi gi personality develop tawna ba damakta ne ba sigi whole point je tawdraga di kai kanari ge ba khoi school chapa gi adu ga ngasai ama jo haigi poor family manipur da coaching adumai taw ba khotpa na adoi dra ina habidi manipur da ai ima ipa chadra su icha si dadi like tam se no haiba mi ma'am lay si sina school dai ta phajana like takpi rak chuta gadi ma pa cha da bi da macha da school thabagi karim ta kana bale roiba sung khajalak pata gadi school da akhoi da phangada ba supervision akhoi da pigada ba akhoi da pirakada ba supervision guidance do pi da badagi akhoi na coaching institution da tarak pane ba school are more prone to bullying school are more prone to like bullying and all but in coaching institution we feel like we have a place that teachers so favorite school dadi akoi se ka haitare lo equally treat tawbani na akoi je akoi na weak oiba part to koi khangba ngam deba kai na hatanda mi myam tinba matam dadi nang di weak oire na hairaga dumaina hairaga mangoda khatang focus tawba ya dabani na koi na coaching institution tarak pane ba coaching institution dadi मासे weak ओइबा point जे खल्लगा अखोइना मांगोंदा तौगदा मांगोंदा favorite हाइदि मांगोगी weak point दो हेंकनाबा तौगदा बनेबा मसिगी दमकता कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन जे याम फै हाइतारे गी वखललोंददि aduga ngasai ama swai gi opposing team na school da enjoyment phangba khotpa same happen in coaching also coaching da su hojik matam da teacher day tawba hore adedi excursion pu ba hore asu ma'am je khoi ignore tawba ya deba school khatang na provide tawba ya deba I do believe haidi hoi school chali je khoi leadership quality tai adu ma'am je tai ba sports ta wi kholi adu bu khoi na kai amadi undermine tawba ya de ha matam da school system je exam system na su bound torga leba I say football yam sanaring eba adu no football sanaring basida exam je thadraga de I football sanaba ya hardi kai kanari ge I haibagi adu bu coaching institution de adu laite ba nanga tawning bado dum taw coaching institution haraga khoi like khatangi khan ba de ko dance institution lay ma'am lay adu gumbado akhoina akhoi gi weak point to focus tawraga adu doi doi no chatpa ya eba aduga hojikti coaching institution azu yam hongna class yam hongna free class piba hore example khar pirabda PW adedi nexa classes asuguma ma'am piba hore ba but school in other hand failed to provide that free classes provide tawraga su free ni hairaga neglect tawbudo adugumba tawde ba coaching center sina I think that's the main point aduga akoina coaching chatpa haibasi ngasai hagi ko opposing team na study materials adugumba pambai ne na school na pida bagi na tro adugumba pamdena khoi coaching center chalise adugi damakta ne ba khoi coaching center chalise kai no hautam da school da khoi gi adu phangdre ba adugi ne ba aduna khoi coaching center da oina tarak pane ba coaching institution da oina tarak pane ba aduga qualification hai raba oja sing moi gi yenkhalakpa matam da moi se kai orami coaching institution gi oja orame ba aduna takpadi coaching institution je phai hai ni na try haning badi oja professor college ki professor university professor yengpa matam da ayam matam da college ki professor university professor they all came from coaching institution and they provide the guidance that the student need so what's the problem in that and akhoi ngasai hagi ko opposing team na coaching center je profit ki paisa gi adumai ta wena doctor su doctor gi sinfam su paisa lawi moi je khoine lale hai ga draba natte moi gi service provider wi nang ta paisa do lobune ba so coaching center da khatang blame to ise kai gi no ba khoina school fee thi school admission to wi akoina doctor jabada hospital gi fee thi nare operation tare fee thi loi tawe adubu akoina coaching khatang blame to ise kai gi no hai ra ga na coaching profit ga tani hai kani kai gi no sine question je adudagidi coaching akoigi school systems dadi ke haitare pull up punjalaga leba there are more than 30 crore students in India, more than 30 crore. Can you imagine them sitting all together like in a classroom and doing that? No, right? So they focus on individually developing their weak points, so they go coaching center which the school lack to provide. That's the main point. That's all. Thank you, everyone.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯛ ꯁꯚꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯐꯝꯒ ꯃꯥꯜꯂꯦ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯒ ꯗꯪꯒ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯍꯥ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯩꯌꯦ ꯍꯥꯎꯁꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯑꯩ ꯋꯥ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯤꯕꯅꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯇꯔꯪ ꯃꯔꯪꯗ ꯉꯥꯡꯕ ꯃꯍꯨꯠꯇ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯀꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯋꯥꯏ ꯌꯥꯎꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯕꯗꯣ ꯄꯥꯔꯂꯤꯌꯥꯃꯦꯟꯗ ꯇꯧꯋꯤꯗꯅꯀꯣ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯏꯁꯨ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯔꯛꯄꯗ ꯗꯦꯛꯁꯇꯨꯗ ꯊꯤꯜꯂꯒ ꯁꯄꯣꯔꯠ ꯇꯧꯋꯤ ꯇꯥꯛꯏꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯇꯨꯝꯃ ꯂꯩꯕꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯏ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯕꯗꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯄꯥꯔꯂꯤꯌꯥꯃꯦꯟꯇꯦꯔꯤꯌꯟꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯥꯏꯚꯅꯤꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯅꯗꯤ ꯈꯪꯖꯄꯣꯠꯇꯦ ꯎꯔꯝꯃꯣꯏ ꯈꯜꯂꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯎꯔꯤꯅꯤ ꯇꯤꯚꯤꯗ ꯇꯨꯝꯃ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯄꯥꯔꯂꯤꯌꯥꯃꯦꯟꯇꯦꯔꯤꯌꯟ ꯌꯥꯎꯏ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯋꯥꯏ ꯌꯥꯎꯅ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯏꯁꯟ ꯈꯣꯠꯆꯟꯅ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯗꯒ ꯊꯤꯜꯂꯤꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯐꯩ ꯄꯥꯔꯂꯤꯌꯥꯃꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯗꯦꯀꯣꯔꯝꯗ ꯌꯥꯎꯕꯅꯤ ꯗꯦꯛꯁꯇ ꯊꯤꯜꯂꯒ ꯑꯥꯏ ꯁꯄꯣꯔꯠ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯅꯤ ꯑꯦꯅꯤꯋꯦ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯕꯅꯤꯗ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯤꯅꯤꯅ ꯃꯣꯟꯇꯪꯗ ꯉꯥꯡꯕꯗꯤ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯔꯣꯏꯕꯀꯣ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯦ ꯃꯊꯪꯁꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯇꯧꯁꯤ ꯑꯣꯄꯣꯖꯤꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯀꯣ ꯃꯃꯤꯡ ꯑꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯛꯀꯦ 하우롱범 팽꼬싱 세 넘버 4 fazan tawro tawro se number 4
With the permission of the Honorable Speaker, sir, today's motion, the rise of Coaching Institute is support to existing formal education. Mr. Speaker, sir, this motion is after a long critical analysis from a different angle. We came to know that this motion is absolutely wrong. And I stand strongly against this motion from the bottom of my heart with my soul. Mr. Speaker, sir, ngasigi house ki motion asita sing namak aranba motion amakaknya haiba adu hena mayek singna takna nogi damak aigi oiba logical argument amadi realistic point of view sing house asida masakai na mathang manaw na thamjarake Mr. Speaker, sir. First of all, Mr. Speaker, sir, ahanoda ngasigi house ki motion asida course oiriba ngasigi house ki motion asida hana semtok tringa course oirami base aikoi ki failure of formal school system asi oibadagi aika leijariba coaching institute sing asi henkala e haiba asini masimak tasengna aran bawa from the Mr. Speaker, sir, haibagi mayak lalaba kudamdi why kadi maramgi no if formal school system is broken, why coaching institute needs school mark masimak na mayak seng na tali Mr. Speaker, sir, ngasigi house si aran ba motion ni aduga ani subada Mr. Speaker, sir, ngasigi motion na sida yori ba coaching institute haiba siga formal school haiba siga aduki mati comparable oida ba pot amakang ni Mr. Speaker, sir, haibadi coaching institute haiba sidi only yamna narrow oiba specific or particular amada based over focus over makangni haibadi ngasigi akoigi society abadi ngasigi exam ayam je aduki matik competitive oive helakba na adugumba makogi extra help neba not replacement aduga course school formal school haiba sina holistic environment ama satra aduda pinaba honaba adudagi discipline personality adugumba overall develop tawnaba adugumba mapiva institute amakangni Mr. Speaker, sir, matang asida pusanjana ba wafam ase yum saba mystery amana yum phajaba yum ama sare aduga rang taiba painter amakangna yum adubu mana wall tawbani adubu suddenly painter aduna credit to yum saba yum dugi phajaba dugi credit to low ba pamakpa gumbani Mr. Speaker, sir, like that formal school system now satra adubu build tawbani overall holistic environment dagi overall personality to mana build tawraga coaching institute na credit pamakpa adugumani Mr. Speaker sir aduga matang asida yamna laibak thiba wafam ding asigi motion asi mover to wiramlaba ngasi TZ satra ai sister na satra sing aduna credit lawrokpa matamda school da pibagi mahutta coaching da pigi haibani masi yamna laibak thiba wafam ni adugumba handaki 2025 ki coaching kano council of higher secondary na logi be exam aduda TZ school dagi 10 student position holder putopangam ki aduga arts stream dagi third position logi ba sister Sustinana magi whole credit kudimak TZ da pigi asigumba honnazaman adugubu sinthan nabiba ngamdaba adugumba ngasigi supporter pen sai adugumba laibak thibani masimakti sang na manipur gi sarga wada nagaland gi ngang haibadu taraga to kani Mr. Speaker sir aduga why kari maram gi ngasi aikoi gi manipur da coaching institute masing helagli bano aduga hena popular oida ibano haibagi magi main oiba reason khara lai main oiba reason khara lai ahan bada peer pressure haibadi aikoi satra singi marakta aigi imanabado adugi coaching da satkre adugi mogi coaching do di printed study material pi kholi asigomba karamba spoon feeding kari gi wakal kari dagi lakpa mark oriented oirakpa sina haibadi understanding dugi na thairaga mark phongbazina hena just torokpa satra dugi knowledge dubu just torokpa aduduna sina hena popular oirakpa gi maramni school gi maran nati Mr. Speaker sir adudagi yam hauji yamna common oiriba parental and society pressure haibadi yamna anoba sensing matung ina haujik se students singi marakta tinnabagi mahuta coaching institute sida satra magi mogi children gaido thinba lakpa jida mapanda ngai ba parents gaido oina tinaraga even satra di tinajadaba ngai minnabagi parents to oina tinaraga mogi environment mogi ama sagat le lairi ba haujik se come to the reality haibadi mogi aigi sado aduda coaching sale adu phaila o kholo hairaga sumaina influence tawbagi sime society gi pressure ama lairi masimakna coaching institute ki masing helakpani school na soibadagi nate Mr. Speaker sir aduga yamna kaigomba if coaching institute asina solution oiramba taraba problem is not education problem is the education oiraroiba haibadi problem is a compulsory ambitious jealousy and mark to never problem oiraktori base not education aduga schools in a try to revisit schools in a try to the confidence to build up masagi creativity mayam to build up naba chances ama pibane ba aduga coaching in a toriba satra guys spoon feeding toraga confidence to kaino unfair means oina sell to baneba masimakti adum yengbiro kanana karamba is better aduga kaigum schools in a teba blame sorry je in akoigi authority India ki education system asineba haibadi karigumba akoigi India ki education system da lairiba authority mayam asina fazana fair exam mayam je conduct to biba taraba coaching institute ubang amamdaba sugayeba masigumba ka haibadi coaching institution na nomo gi henkal laiba popular oira pa henkal laiba sidi exam maya melim exam maya ma question sector do adu na magi du ta I kholi haiba sida men sina sector ni aduna aina roib da laksaning bajidi ngasigi house ki motion asi satna ba yaroi da ba du motion ma kha woib na house ta ki withdraw ta winaba ningsing jari thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Respected judges, the rise of coaching institute support the formal school system. Firstly, I would like to state that coaching institute they exist because it reinforce and depend the topic that has already been taught in school. So coaching cannot replace school by coaching cannot just replace school. As one of my fellow participants have said that our school surroundings might have been bad and it can lead to not focusing on classes or even anything. but I personally didn't go to any coaching classes or anything. I think the case is, if you work hard and there is dedication to anything, there is no one that can distract you from anything, and you can just focus, and it doesn't depend on anything on the surrounding. So my second point is that schools can provide what coaching cannot. I mean, like schools are the place where students make identities and form characters. So let's be honest, thus coaching institutes conduct school morning assemblies, annual day sports, or any instill sense of authority? Of course not, because there is limited. Because the scope is limited. Coaching may teach you how to crack an exam, but school teaches us how to lead in life. We should not compare coaching and schools. I think we should Thank you. Have a nice day.
Parliament budi sab lepaga ngak le su yai ba ko kudang hai da khoi gi atal behari pass pai hojiti lai hidre madi wangang bada mini amma wangang ba aduga mini makhai mo lepe ba ko adu budi ya ba parliament budi adu competition ni na kan honor mathang da yam phajai nang do point yam yawi mathang si su mi kya kai le hojik le hori si kanoni ruling gi mi hum aduga opposition gi mi mari adudi kanu tawsi ko ruling gi treasury bench scheme tawsi supporter kangu supporter hilare amalare tis ko thingam kano mira bai haira ba okay mira bai taw
With the permission of Mr. Speaker, ngasiki motion, thus the rise of the coaching institution is to support the existing of the formal school system. Haribasi hiram kaya da khaidok tuni yeng leba matung masi achumbani haina Mr. Speaker sai phamna sinazage. Manipur asi 1949 da India la tinkraba matung 1954 digi hauraga private amadi government school sing da infection am lakwa hauki. Amadi national gi thakta higher secondary phawgi level da yenglakpa matamda achievement yamna phajra leiba state amoi aduna national gi thakta compete tarhu matamda performance yamna phajra leiraga su lamdam asi maning handuna adum lak masi formal education system na soibadagi ni haibada haiman matoloi aduga masigi facts and finding khara Mr. Speaker sign from the sinazage ahanbada advancement gi mingda special class ni haiduna satra singi barakta khetna pathamduna school singa tonga mamungi class kya marum lori masina satra singda social adjustment walai amadi discipline gi matang dadi zero ni hai phabu yai aduna special class ki mahuta inclusive class oina manadaba makhal makha kya gi mahairoi loina hanbagi social adjustment gi learning ama phabu yaudi mathangi point da world ki oina school amagi instruction demand piri basi ningthina follow tobu wafam leitabana satra singda lairik khakta gi oiba stress natna physically amadi mentally weak oheli amasung personality develop tobu ngamhandi world ki 234 country leibagi manungda UNESCO ki record ki matung inda India ki literacy rank asi 168 lei masi tasengna hairagadi formal education system asi fail oire takuni India asi theoretically yamna list oiba aduga practical na zero oiba country amakhang akhang ai singi mot ki matung ina mapung phana lairi khaire ba misakai basi high score ki quality yagudabani haibadi pari ba pot adu head kok ta hapslaba matung heart thamoi yona khanthara matung hand khalibado khuna thabuk oina pangthokadabani amadi hell hakchangna khwaidagi maruni haibase khangadabani adubu hauji oiriba education system asidi yamna outdated oiba exam da mark ena phangna bonaba amadi mark oriented oiba system amada adumak lei khangriba singado practical da loina mo konthok pangamdabana ngasi phawda develop tabu wan lei khangriba theory singado practical da loina mo konthok pangamnamlabadi India asi golden peacock oiramgani asigumba maram sing asina su formal education system asi totally fail oire masina maram oiraga tongan makhangi private coaching institution kya linkhalaklibani haukiba sahi tararongi mamandagi hauraga prithibigi mafam khudimakta coaching center mafam oina palabada ITZ amasung NEET coaching institute kya sing asina classroom amagi learning amadi competitive success ki marakta yamna chaba khudong chaba piri masigi mayek laraba khudamdi haujik phawda mahairoi kayagi pukning wakhal sing shindrulari amadi masina hena mai paklibagi maramdi school khaktana mahairoi amagi career amadi mahai masingilamda matik chaba result piba ngamdabanani miwai cha kayana makhoigi punsigi panda mai pakna honarakpa matamda school khaktani yaraktaba matang yauri examination syllabus cover amadi bookish knowledge khaktamak school singa target tarakpana punsigi oiba khangdrabi yadraba knowledge asi school gi outside tagi tamna honarakpani amaromda examination da pusindra yenglagasu school na mai pakhan ba ngamda ba asi coaching institution kyana makhal makha kya gi technique kaya marum tapi tambiri school sing dadi oza amasung satra singi marakta yamna chawba asoiba amakak lali madudi oza amasung satra singi marakta leiba relation phajarakte leiriba classroom and overcrowd oiraba mafam aduda alak naya takpi tambi bagi khudong chaba phangde masi coaching institution sidangdi masigi khudong chaba se chap chana piri masi nadi school gi system sidarakba masana tabani aduna matik chadaba khusumana maram oiraga oza singna makhoigi technique potential losali amadi toloki damak khalakpa oza kayana su makhoina school da mahiroi singi damakta kathopagi changadu aduki matik nemkhri masinadi mahiroi singi mathakta yamna chawba challenges ama oire masi pumna magasi mahiroi singi damakta kathoklaba oza singna makhoigi coaching center singdadi kanaba kaya marum piri aduga coaching institution kya linkhalali basi formal education system na fail oibagini haibagi mayek laraba kudamdi housing ki matamda higher secondary fawgi level da leidiba mahairoi sing asida coaching da takliba lairi khutak asiga school da takliba teaching style asiga yengnarurabadi parallel learning ni haibadi school da takliba aduga classroom da takliba aduga chap manai adusu ayambana chap manaba ozana coaching institution linkhalali basi formal education system na soirakpadagini haibagi mami ado masida lei aduna school da ningthina takpi tambira amba taragadi chap manaba syllabus ta chap manaba ozagi mafamda coaching chatrabasu yai aduna panjakriba wafam singa se tabiraba matungda ngasigi motion asibu house asidagi pass tobikhinaba Mr. Speaker sa imfamna ningsingjari thagasari
mathang kano torsi ko opposing torsi lo sala ka dore nu nungai ni hayeng bu torsra mi khra hapsal laga ꯃꯊꯪꯗꯅꯦ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ L any com ꯇꯧꯔ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯣꯀꯣ
Most honorable judges, respected oppositions and esteemed audience. Today's motion haibasi the rise of motions of coaching institutes to support the existing formal existence. If coaching centers are a failure of schools, then gym supplements the fitness of our body. Such as gym supplements the fitness of our body, coaching supplement the fitness of the education. They don't replace it. The opposite arguments confess collaboration with collapse. First point I would like to say is that coaching center is not equal to school replacement. In Japan and South Korea, 80+ students attend Zeiko coaching, yet their schools rank 1 and 3 globally the PISA in 2023. If coaching centers were the failure of schools, Tokyo school will be shut. The truth, coaching centers thrive where education is valued, not where it's broken. Secondly, I would like to say is that coaching centers, secondly, I would like to say is that school teach holistically, coaching centers depend on the exam patterns. So in this, it says that NCERT report shows that school focus on a critical thinking like 60 syllabus, while the coaching centers target only exam patterns. Examples like NEET and G. So by the opposition's logic, school fell because they did not teach how to track multiple questions. That's like blaming in hospital for not teaching how to dot the diseases. Thirdly, I would like to say is that coaching centers is a choice, not compulsory. In India, only 25% of the students use coaching like NSO in 2021. Yet, their coaching persists both. By this logic, some people hire a chef because home cooks are dead. And fourthly, systematic issue is not equal to school failures. In India, student-teacher ratio is 24:1, beat China at 35:1. Yet, their coaching depend persists. Coaching centers exist even in the Finland perfect schools. Are they failing too or no? Specialization isn't a failure, it is a progress. School adapts, coaching fill gaps. CBSE competency-based reforms 2023 reduced rote learning. So if coaching is expensive, schools exclude poor students. They blamed, indeed, schools' income inequality. So if coaching results are better, it's like an hospital fell because the spice will make them feel healthier. Coaching here screaming is not equal to 12 years of lifelong skills. So most respected judges, I would like to say is that the rise of coaching is not an epitaph of schools. It is a testament, education's evaluations. School build the foundations, coaching paint the world. The important school paint the world. Thank you.
Hojiki kaino ni ko bus na khong bani ko nang lo salon warning to bona te ko anyway matam sana lo sala yam phare mathangju opposition gi ama tawrasi ko loisala ka doreda opposition gi mi bu leiribo ojik leirisi ahum ani ko ama tawraba aduga amam tawro loisan jare ne siloga amam tawdoni loisalam dai da fajala sebo mathang da leisi si serial number 7 tawre 8 tawre 9 tawre 10 tawre 11 tawtri 12 laone 12 serial number 12 tane thingom presila koireng serial number 12 belong to opposition.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone, respected jury members, respected speakers, sir, and my dear audience, as well as my fellow worthy opponents. My name is Tingom Prisha Korand, and I don't agree with the fact that the rise of coaching institute is to support existing formal school system. I want to address my concern to Mr. Speaker, sir. This profound concern should be addressed more in this type of topics, in this type of debates and extracurricular activities, because what the school provide for each and every one of us, the coaching is not able to provide. First thing, I will keep my point straight. The first thing that the school will provide is your self-enhancement, self-knowledge, self-awareness, and your self-potential. The thing is that personality development, which is the key factors to your success. The school can provide it, but the coaching centers do not. The coaching centers provide quality education, but that doesn't mean that you're going to success in the upcoming futures. Imagine, like my opponent has mentioned about the UPSC exam. Imagine passing the UPSC exam, but lacking behind the interviews. In that time, the things that we need the most is our self-potential, self-awareness, and our profound knowledge. We need to be able to speak up to the people that are listening. We need to be able to convince to each and every one of the people present out here. Interviewers will not agree with you if you are not able to present what you have studied. And that is making the whole situation contrast, because even after passing the UPSC exam, you are declining. Because in the overall, if you fail the interview, that you are failing your whole studies. And the second point I want to address to each and every one of you is the socio-economic disparities. In this point, I want to state about the situation that occurs in Manipur. On the 3rd May of Manipur in 2023, there have been riots between two communities. At that time, the most affected persons are the students. The students who are preparing for the upcoming exams like NEET, JEE, IIT are not able to progress because the internet was banned. The school were closed down. The coaching center was not open. At that time, the things that they need to rely on the most is their self-efficiency and self-studies. At that time, the coaching is not able to spoon-feed that person. That particular person is not able to grow, to progress, because he or she has always rely on coaching centers. They might get the materials needed. They might get all the things, all the important things that they need from the coaching centers, but the most important thing, which is their self-potential, is not being able to showcase. It's not being able to showcase. For this, I want to address one more point, which is for the affluent background students. Students from the affluent background are getting more opportunities than those of the underprivileged sections of the society. The affluent background students are getting all the opportunities nowadays, like expensive coaching centers, which are more profound, which are more famous. All their parents want their children, the parents of their particular students want their children to go to that criteria and then compete with the others, but they do not care about what their children really think of. They do not care about what their children really want. They think that sending them to the expensive coaching is the key features to their student success. But I don't agree with that. I proclaim that the students' self-potential comes from within, not from what they have learned from a particular book. And there's one quote I want to address. Teachers open the doors for the students, but it's the students who's going to enter through that. The teachers are going to supply you with everything you need, but it's the students who needs to enter to that particular criteria. And for the socio-economic disparities, I want to address about the Manipur issue once again. In that particular criteria, the teachers will provide you with everything that you have learned, and that of the schools have provide many opportunities for the students. Schools like free schoolings, free books, free uniforms, and and many more. But what about the coaching centers that have guaranteed you with all the things that they have put it in the commercialized package? What about the promises that they made to the students that they are going to provide that students with a particular learning tips, that they are going to make that particular student successful? Where are all those when the dislocated students were in needs? During that riot, I really appreciate the schools for providing for that students. But what about the coaching centers? And all the promises that they had made? The third concerns I want to address is the problem that we have been facing each and every day, which is the mental health concerning. I want to speak up on the students' behalf that nowadays the coaching center has created a pressurous image for the students. The competition has increased each and every day in the countries like China, South Korea, and India, where competitions are very high and the students are pressured. If we don't pass that particular exam, if we fail, then we are a disappointment to our parents. I don't really agree with that. I strongly condemn that, because we are students and we have our own potential. One might be good in studies, but one might be good in something else. And with my own experience, I can say that I prefer self-study over going to coachings, because I have succeeded. I have been able to proclaim myself, I have been able to express myself more on this topic. As Nelson Mandela has said, that education is the greatest weapon that you can use to success in life. So that each and every student needs to be educated, but not in the criteria where they needs to be pressurized, where they needs to feel that they have been suppressed, where they can condemn. I strongly condemn with the topic today's motion, and I want that motion to be withdrawn, because, Mr. Speaker, sir, again addressing my concern, I want the safety for students' mental health and not to be pressurized, and I want them to think that they are worth of something. Some students who are not good in studies are good in sports and other extracurricular activities which the coaching center never provides, but the school does. And I want to address this concern not only to each and every one of you present out here today, but to the Manipur government to please provide us with more efficient supply, not only for the studies, but for any extracurricular activities. Thank you. And once again, I want to condemn my thoughts on this motion. Thank you.
Kano tore ko ani ni dengai re, only two each remain from the each bench. Aduna amam tor sibo ko adugo lo shala do ni. Aduga aroi bada masai kano do. Opposition ki leader do. Aduna minute ani summing up torani. Sum tam minute parliament no tam nga pote khalaga parliament ka porka karadi na tra. Tam ho phaina haita no kumai dari je. Parliament sala kumai ngang don khangje laktre. Assembly the khangje laktre tam bum change be training yaw de thabam yar we na ko. Akoi pakha torom dai question sa pharga ying de iba tam dro. Amaina parliament phamba assembly phamba si training am change bo ko. Without training yaw dana dak kapsalu bu du phagam tai ba ko. And no si debate or si this is a part of training ni. No training yaw ba ni no yu hayeng phadoi ni ne ko. Mathang sina na kano ki treasury bench ki ni Ningi Hulang ko aina pawla lambai ai kasu kai tinang naming ni phajan toro share number 10.
A warm morning, a warm greeting to all of you, honorable judge. Sorry, excuse me. A warm greeting to all of you, honorable judge, honorable speaker, and respected opposition and esteemed audience. Today, on behalf of TZ Higher Secondary School, I'll be supporting on the topic, the rise of coaching institutions supports the existence of the formal education system. The explosive growth of a formal education system is not just a trend, but a damning verdict on the failure of a formal school system. If school systems were truly effective, why would millions of students spend lakhs of rupees on coaching and every year? And would parents lose sleep over competitive exams because school left their children unprepared? The answer is clear. Formal education system has failed to deliver, and coaching centers has rise as a necessary corrective force. Let's dissect this issue with cold, hard fact, logical reasoning, and real-world evidence. First, school fails at providing quality educations. It has poor outcome. It has poor learning outcomes. The school teach you how to crack NEET or JET exam. Why do even CBSE toppers take coaching? And there is outdated curriculums. Schools still focus on rote memorization, while coaching centers provide skills development, training, and critical thinking and exam strategies. And second point, coaching institution fills the gap left by the schools. It personalized learning, and it has a better teaching standard. Around 40% of government teachers are absent on any given days, whereas coaching teachers are performance driven. Their salaries depends on the results of the students. Here's my question to judges. If schools were truly effective, why do 7.4 million of students attended coaching every year? And third point, there is social economic inequality and systematic failure. Around 90% of medical seat holders in AIMS attended coaching. Coaching is not a privilege, but it is necessary for students failed by the system. And the fourth point, the myth of holistic development in schools. There is a mental crisis in school. Students' suicides are often blamed on pressure, but 80% of these cases are the involvement of school exam stress. And school has no real skill development, whereas coaching centers train students in time management, disciplines, and many more. If schools were, and one of my opponents has said about annual stay. 93% of school lacks counselors. And the extra school facilities are just pathetic. Sports facilities are pathetic, and the extracurricular activities are just annual day performance. Whereas coaching centers teaches disciplines and perseverance. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, the rise of coaching institution is not a disease, but it's a cure. The verdict is true. The verdict is true. School must reform or perish. Vote for truth. Vote for progress, and vote in the favor of motion. Thank you.
mathangdane kainoni ko ka hen mai mi ju mami jam lui ni mami du man ngre ni lor ka dore ko opposition bench ge mo lokhala ge khumuzam laijing lembi haba ko share number 13 fajan tor phan tor.
Respected Speaker, Ngasige House Asigi motion, the rise of coaching institution is to support existing formal school system. Hi, motion asi ai samak thawak chang yauna zaning today I will demonstrate 3 crucial points. Schools and coaching centers serve different but equally valuable purpose. The extreme competition in entrance exam naturally create for the demand of coaching centers. The rise of coaching actively reflects student aspiration and hard work. To support my argument, I'll present the latest 2024 examination statistics, UNESCO Comprehensive 2021 Educational Study, Key Improvement India 2020, NEP 2020, and inspiring real-life success stories. Let me walk you through this logical, evidence-based perspective. Point number 1, mahiroi sing na exam pressure na maram oiraga coaching center singi darkar ore. Considering this eye-opening fact from 2024, IIT admission gi damang mahiroi laktara thabagi manungda only 9,000 students selected. Aduga G exam gi damakta satra lak amma thabagi manungda satra tara ka khale. National evidence from BSM 2024. Mahigilamda powerhouse ni hariba Japan amadi South Korea gi mahiroi sing chade 30% di school matung ahenba lausing tana bagi damakta coaching centers like Juku and Hagong da chatning. The national exams are intentionally designed to select the elite few. Masina ko datak lema dudi pangthok liba exam ase yam naloi masi school tay nabigano. Point number 2, complementary educational role. UNESCO na pongba Global Study Report 2021 gi matungina school sing na mahiroi sing tambiri basi critical thinking, teaching how to analyze and evaluate the information. And point 2, the social development, team project and group discussion, value education, ethics, citizenship, and emotional intelligence. Aduga coaching center sing na mahiroi sing tambiri basi na exam strategy, time management in 3-hour test, question pattern recognition, identifying recurring question types, and intensive practice, thousands of sample problems. NEP 2020 introduced coding classes from middle school, vocational training through various skills, and experiential learning through project. Dolak liba commercial coaching sing namase akadonung tawbangam loy. Point number 3, global pattern confirmed. Different countries handle schools and exam in different way, but there's a pattern. China gi mahiroi sing na school or matung mogi go kaw test asi thana ba hona matam da yamna luba maram na ahen ba coaching center kay amad da chatle makhoy mateng pangbi na ba. Aduga Finland gi satra sing di school na tana atopa extra coaching amad da chatte maram kari gino makhoy anau ba lausing tamsin ba na he na maru oi na khale exam da mark wang na pass da budi masina khoi da kari ta ka ha matam da school sing na satra sing da general knowledge tambi aduga coaching center sing na exam da kamaina compete tawgani kamaina exam se pass tawgani have sa coaching center sing na tambi. Point number 4, coaching reflect ambition. UPSC second ranked Animes Pradesh 2021 mahaki Hindustan Times ki report amagi matungina mahak na haiki madudi mahak Odisha government school tame mahak coaching center amata da chalakte amadi mahaki school dugi ozasing na mahak pu larik tam haning ba phawhan biraki bana haiba sa mahak na haiki. Should we really deny a motivated student their right to pursue through extra effort? The truth is that a good school can prepare a student better than coaching centers. Mr. Speaker, judges, and friends, a good athlete needs coach. Like that, a brilliant scientist also needs mentor. Does this make school useless? No. This means excellence needs both. School teaches us to think, coaching teaches us to compete. Together, they make a champion. Like Taj Mahal need both brick and marbles. Education needs both coachings and schools. When a child dreams of becoming a doctor, why break their heart? Because it has 2 rails. This is not a failure, but a progress. Miman na ba mayam ga miman na ba ngam jaba mama pa sing na nong madda chara amatang chara ba sumacha sing gi larik tam hanna ba ni mi ama oi na ba ni khandana thaza ba magaloy na school sing da mahi tam ba thari ani subada masagi khangja ba haija ba mayam ama puthok tuna satra sing bu afaba lambida pusan birak na hona riba oza sing aduga loirak pada mama mapa sing dugi tang laba mani oi ba makhoi gi macha sing ngasi gi motion ase lan ba kakna tana makhoi gi thaza pu bangam han bani ngasi gi haidi coaching center taw bas de hena support taw gi betara gadi aduni na ngasi gi asigum laba motion asi Mr. Speaker sa ngasi gi floor of the house dagi withdraw taw wina bakang haizari amadi makhoi sing sibu leita la ba mayam sibu hena makhoi gi awaba chingna ba sikok na bagi damak House of the floor dagi withdraw tabina bakang hanjari. Haizari, thank you.
Kano tori ko amamam tang aisale adu loiraga opposition gi kano duna leader duna samap tawro minute anida aduga ngasai gi noi gi mover do aduna samap tawro minute anida wali ye amu wali da anji ta si noi chakbo anji ta si nang somdara ba o sida opposition ida me suai de adu noi ngata ngai yam phare ne very good tare adu assist kanu si toro ne ko president Share number 11.
So, today's notion, the rise of coaching institution is to support the pre-existing formal school system. So, to support this statement, I would like to state that in schools, it is based on studies which is very moderate. It is moderate for the students who are below the level of an average understanding and some who are higher. But what about the students who are already on the level higher? They will definitely opt for competitive exams, and the school will never be able to provide that efficiency. So, to provide that efficiency, coachings are established. In the past years, the growth of coaching institutions depicts that the students are demanding more and more coachings because of the inability to school to provide them with the essential necessities and the modules and the previous year questions and all. The coaching center is more and more transparent as compared to schools, and the flexibility of coaching centers is far higher than the school. Like on school, it's not flexible at all. You have to go at the same timing every 6 hours, but coachings are really flexible as compared to schools. Like when a student opts for online coachings, he can just set the time according to his will when he is free and from other stuffs. Because being a student, it's not that you only have to study. You have to do other co-curricular activities too. And the rising demand just depicts that more and more coaching centers should be established to fulfill the student's need. A student opting for JEE definitely wants some personal assistance to focus on his weak points. And in schools, a teacher will definitely not be able to provide that. Not because of his inability, but because of his time boundness. He is bound to other classes too, not only you all. So a student must, in this situation, opt for a personal assistance. And coaching centers are more adaptable for that. Even though they charge a bit higher fees, that's definitely a good investment for your success in life. And talking about transparency, once you reach school, the study methods are not very transparent to you. It's because the teachers don't have enough time to provide you the transparency. In coachings, the times are flexible, so we have the transparency. The level, each and every year, the question paper level for boards and boards competitive exams keeps on increasing. And what about the students who want to cope up with that level? Because the schools will never be able to cope up with that level. It's because of the students' moderation, the level of learning. The school is focused on teaching at a moderate level. So it will take them hundreds of years to reach that level. And that can only be attained by coachings, personalized coachings, to focus on students' weak points and just enhance the points they are weak on, and not just teach them the topics which they already know and are moderate on. On top of that, the demand. Each and every year, the cutoff for a competitive exams keeps on increasing. For students who study in school, it's never will never be able to reach that cutoff by just school, because school will only teach you the things which will help you
to pass in your school exams and not things which are really asked on higher levels. And with that, I would like to end my point, thanking you all, and a great heartfelt warming to all of you. Thank you.
I ngasai khali ni ko khoi gi hall haire sibudi MD gi hall ni ibudi am tuilai ko meeting to bukhot pagi debate tor kana house haire house bar hall bar samani MD nga tane nadra mi jam yang khale ba ko ina khale mi yam ai kai no yeng kana jagui leimane noija dance leimane ba maitei na khwai dagi pam ba si maitei di inclusive ni ko manipur khoi chamani naga ko ki adagi di maitei pangal amatani khoi ima amati masani aduna akoina khwai pam se dance ka jagoi ga jan da isei no mai sam pam je ba khoi se debate ko mudi kya pam na de adu debate sidi am darka de leiba imung khanare phuna we mohta debate tawna ga daba machanu paga mapaga mamaga debate tawna chum pu thok doine ba ko speaker du mau bokna oitare wari bo ko natraga mama na oitare mama idi nupi gi mama nupai mana school da phangi khanare debate si khogi kaino ne ba dispute ama resolve tawna ba gi best kaino tools ne ma si ada akhoi da manipur da du pangsi na da ba hauji kuki ga maitai ga lan taw mai lan ati maitai chi tumna hatho ge ba jino sa gi campaign ba ko method 2023 se asem bu debate tawna tawni nongmai na tawna tawna adun debate si am culture si amna yokhat pam changi madu da ni khoi da santi ga la ka to se anyway amata ngai re nupi machani adu lor ga hauji ki do Anita anati ai la le Anjita hai bani ko Anjita khundrak pam toro phasan toro ko nang loire akoi humang sore lo semu pam amne khodi toro Anjita serial number 15.
With the permission of the Honorable Speaker, sir, ngasigi House asina thambirami topic, the rise of coaching institution is to support the existing of the formal school system. Haiba topic asi tasengna yamna chumba na maram oiraga ai isamak thawai hakchang yauna support tawjari sir. Sir, ngasigi topic asida yauriba formal school system haise asi hana karino haina naina baina changi. Masida formal school system jida changdaba yadaba makhoi main oiba point khara yauriba masi singji kaino haiba matamda plan with a particular in and view limited to the specific period and the well defined and the systematic co-curriculum activities masi sigi mathakta haibadi yamna specialist oiba oja singna takpi gadaba discipline ga chana gadaba masi sing asi loina ma include taweba adubu akhoi system je akhoi iramda manipur sida hana phajani yenganda masi system ji chana school je pangna udre haiba tare akhoi manipur sida akhoi country sigi or na su yengba yai aduga manung hanjina akhoi iramda manipur se asi sigi oin yengba matamda train dawo jagi masing je asi yamna hanthaba oja sing sida akhoi education gi oin haiga de oja sing sina yamna hena maru oiba mo oiba adu oraga so akhoi iramda manipur sida de oja oiba da train tawribo jai masing je yamna hanthaba masina maram oiraga train tawdaba oja sing aina khudam oina panba yabada 2006 ta khan kiba graduate teacher amadi 2011 to 12 ta khan kiba primary teacher sing je ama pho train tawgi deba makhoi guma train tawdaba oja ka asina para taklak padagi ngasi gi akhoi school system je tasengna mangtharak pani haiba yai ngasai akhoi opposition bench lomdagi panbi ge bada Finland kuma mafam sing dadi akhoi coaching institution sing je ama pho lingkhate ai madu kai gin hai ka ga mo school system dudi phajana phajare ado di ka coaching institution lingkhatoino coaching institution lingkhali sidi kai gin hai ba matamda formal education system do soibadu na buling khalak pani soidara kana coaching institution lingkhalak toino aduga akhoi system de yengba matamda school system de yengba matamda angang sing je haibadi angang sing je makhalani thongna khaidok wa haibadi masa gi oina brain wangba laik so do adum khangan ba lakan ba ngang aibam lai aduga khangan da ba adum slow learner oi ba ngang sing hain so leidana maji sing mo khoi class am da phaminar ni exam am ta da exam haibadi question am ta da exam thamina doine ba makhoi sing je pula ba sain thamina ka di angang nakalani mak ta soi hai tare haidi yamna hena level wangkhat ki ba ngang sing du di makhoi gi level chana ba ma da tana gi bata ba ne aduga slow learner oi ba sing du na makhoi gi development gi damak ta da tongana coaching institution haibasi adum thirak ba ta ba ni maram asina ni coaching institution haibasi haidi leidaba yadaba mafam am oi rei base maram asina ni Mr. Speaker, sir, I powerful scientist Albert Einstein that education is not learning of the fact but the train of mind to think. Masina tagli base I mind si hakta train mind si train phajana tawigada bane haibane ba adu akhoi school system si da karam bozana no ba angang sing si da learning na tabida tai se redi ahen ma kaim ta takpi de haiba tare akhoi iram da manipur se taseng na hayu taragadi ban bucket kumba adu duga loop sing gi rally kumba se si na hen yam thawai yaw hen jin ba maswai adum taw taw ro school si suti si bang pi ta pi ba school sing gi suti pi ri kai akhoi gi syllabus si cover taw ngam tre extra oi ba co curriculum activities so am bo taw ngam dre adu dai di moi angang sing no pula coaching institution da lak ta ba syllabus so cover taw tra mathang chahi da di class am ka ge hara ni adu da syllabus so cover taw dra kamai na amu school system do dum chana le bi ar ko matam na te ba aduna coaching institution haibise adum thiraba na lakwa haibise masana pop adum tar le wafam ne ba aduga sir akhoi coaching institution sing asina hena mawon da khudong chaba pi ba sing haibse angang sing je magi level do ina takpi ba son magi group ama da takpi ba awang magi group da takpi ba aduga angang sing asida special oiba haibadi asol leba sing dugi moigi oiba fugalang na ba quantity oiba materials kya bibi ba si kumba si akhoi formal school system ji da am phok taw da tare ngasai panbi gi bada so coaching na di takpi de haye nong mala hau da nong ala school la kan da coaching na di takpi de school lai takpi ye ai di sukdeng thengya ja dri hai tare school da di mi si yam bani na ko kaino among hanbi oi si ya da ba yawe ba do coaching na di hai di school ye na tar ni masing ji khara han tha bani na adumak takpi yo hai ba se adum ya ba yawe hai ba tare aduga sir akhoi gi system sida soi bagi chang si ngasai gi Finland gumba Japan gumba si di coaching institution je ama bo hang de hari go aduga kaino da akhoi gi Manipur da na hang se kai gi na hai kan da akhoi gi Manipur hai ba lam si di da seng na school system asi soi ba sumna dangi mahagi syllabus tu khakdang cover taw na bo hona ba aduga extra oi ba knowledge ama bo pi da ba masina kai dawra I hai kan da acho competitive exam tharako matam dadi masina yarak deba Mr. Speaker sir akhoi gi education system sida do mens ahum khaglai madudi kai no haiba ganda cognitive effective amas thung psychomotor sineba adu masi jana ba school se ama bawa lai dai na ina dum khanjai ai tare adu ga ngasi ge akhoi ge house asidagi puthok pirakliba motion ase taseng yamna chumba mafam amani masibu pass oina tawhanbiyo amasung akhoi opposition bench phambiriba ichil inaw singna su masibu pass tawna mateng bangbiyo thoina dum phattaba akhoi school system ja asibu yokhatpagi mahota masibu oina thambira maga taseng afaba school system amu helakpada oina mateng bangbiyo haina aina noloni singjai thank you
competition gi di loire ba ko aduna organizers na akhoi judges sing ga phamin na ro aduga mark tu table to ro akhoi chatringa de soi tom doine sil to thom doine ba natdi manipulate tawni kai wali na tawni aduna judges sing na mark tu pisan biraga noi ngak ta hot pa yaroi ko akhoi judges sing go phamin na ho toini akhoi ba mangda adu akhoi na makha da soi tom doine ba ko aduga marak sida kanu to ro opposition ki leader aduna minute ani summing up to ro noi luire ko song samte le hudre ko luire ga nga hau ti ya roi ba ko noi gi leader tholo 2 minute ani gi manung da summing up to
Honorable Speaker amadi judges sing amadi myam puna mapu amu hanna mangang punsiba ai isama opposition leader oina hariba ngasi gi posak asida ai taseng na yajaning de ngasai haijakre ko support leba kangu singna school amadi coaching singja parallel oina chatlen haire adudi kai dobogi no ba coaching thari je school dum chatlan ba do parallel chap manadro paisa ahe ani ma tingdro dudi chap manadro kai dobogi why adagi di yengo amu haire is school da ju enjoyment phange coaching ju phange am I blind or my brain is not of that ai udriye ai ta singna udri haba karai da no adagi amuka ma haire ke yong se kari nga sai hai gi badu ba kari yam thina kai hai ni ko it's so suffocating adagi kai hai ta re ko ai isana kai hai ni ꯑꯩ ꯉꯁꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯈꯤꯕꯗꯨꯕꯨꯅꯦ ꯈꯪꯉꯦꯗꯅ ꯅꯣꯏ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯞꯄꯣꯔꯠꯇ ꯐꯝꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯉꯛꯄꯨ ꯉꯛꯑꯦ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯞꯄꯣꯔꯠꯇ ꯐꯝꯕꯤ ꯉꯛꯄꯨ ꯉꯛꯑꯦ Don't you ever analyze the NEP 2020 in July? July ꯄꯥꯡꯊꯣꯛꯈꯤꯕ 2020 NEP ꯗꯣ ꯅꯣꯏ analyze ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯍꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯉꯩꯗꯣ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯨꯜꯒꯤꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯨꯜ ꯀꯣ ꯀꯔꯤꯀꯨꯂꯝꯗ ꯑꯣꯏꯒꯦꯔꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯒꯦꯔꯥ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯩꯑꯕ ꯉꯁꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨꯕꯣ ꯏꯟꯁꯇꯤꯇ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯟꯗ ꯗꯥꯟꯁ ꯏꯟꯁꯇꯤꯇ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯟ ꯂꯩ ꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤꯡ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯗꯥ ꯂꯩ I know everything adu kaido akhoi as a student we have to learn every corner everything adu na akhoi tambi myam je kaino adu di akhoi isa sa pamjaba chatloidro I politics pami I love politics I want to become a MP MLA and stand in front of everyone and speak like this but why we are learning everything science maths we have calculator and social science and everything why Mr. Speaker adom di ay na haizay adom di ako'y ipani ipuni aduna ako magtada ngasi gi motion na sibu withdraw tawida na bidamagta ay na speaker haizari amadi may ampul mapu aroy boy na mga angpun siba
only in 2 minutes
Mr. Speaker, sir, aikogi opponents singsina so yam phazna ngangbi adubo coaching center singsina leiramdarga di akoi hauzik school singsina di self study tawrakanda paba self study tawrakanda loina khange haita haye adu targa di akoina self study tawri slow learner singsiga fast learner singsida di oja singna school singsa oja singna takpirani ba school singsida takpibado fazana di manung hanjina di takpiram right adum khara khak takpiram lani aduduga aikoina exam tharakpa matamda di atopa question mayam laklani adu di tardi akoigi self study tawre book to the self study tawre outside ke di atopa amta te tawdre adu tardi question sing to lakli bising do akoi khumba ngamra ngamde aduga amuk so hai kre akoigi tz na position holder mayam hanji handak puthokre puthoe aduduga makhoi singse moigi credit mai pakpagi credit singse school da loina piena moi coaching center chataba nati coaching center chatle adu school da taklibo oja sing do adu na coaching du takpira coaching da chamana na oja du na takpira bani na credit ado pibham thokpagi school da pi bane ba kari gino hai taragadi khoigi oja sing khoigi school sing study coaching center sing se leiram dragadi akhoigi coaching center sing se coaching sorry UPSC gi da interview da hai ragasu exam school gi exam schools da khatang tam laga school sing da tak pa syllabus khatang paraga interview do kamaina purak bangam ge akhoigi coaching center sing study mock test kumba adagi oral test kumba mayam pang thok pirabani na adagi mo khina khangda ba topic ya do nainarabani na mo interview da wa ngang bangame adu school ga di school khata da di tambiraga takpiraga makhoi da di mock test tawde oral test tawde tawrasu yam tang na taweba adu duna kamaina UPSC da interview da kamaina khumba ngam doino ba aduna ase harga loshin jarki
kanogi di competition ding sai lu re ko aduna khoi se debate ki house ki proceeding matu na tawde ya da function macha am le masima lo selasi aduga adum just mayam hoji phambi di just hum se minute ahum wangang we ani ko khoi time tham do ni haidi matam leite khoi ai chu pungam da meeting le manipur university da admission committee gi aduna just amana minute ahum adu su kanuni ko kring khingak to ni ko aina minute manga adu loi do aina minute ani hen me wani kana tor se hujiki house ki motion se masi pass togadra withdraw togadra lepasi mayam lepto ni ko aduna masi togda da ba akoi dance to bigada ba lakpiri ba mayam su adum yawbi ro sida ko adagi di minor yawbi adamne sengbadi adu anyway minors yawholasi dum kasu kaiti lo yawholasi equality pura se ba ko aina motion je parakani ko parak pasida motion je hana pazaro ke ko mayam khangna ba the rise of the coaching institute is to support the existing formal school system haba coaching center mayam lakpasina hauji lairiba formal school system sida support tawbani haiba sineba topic se topic haire araibada house ki parliament ki language the motion haire sigi motion ji yaningba singdo aduna yes yes lawrak tare voice vote tawdoine ba sa kanane na makhon haugi ta doine ba ko adu matungina pass over withdraw to ba let toine ba organizers sing akogi nogi kariba Vidalasmi ne ada amaduna kari Manos ai khangi mabani khange adu mabani angtang noi humari na ko angtang khona ro nakong singdok piro ta doi ni ko sigi motion sibu yabi mi singduna yes hana hai khumdare ko adu makhong do ta seba adu yaning da buduna no hai do ne ba ko kana mana hogi yeng doi ne ba si tawri ni parliament da handaki manipur gi 2 month phaba confirmation approval to the president rule voice vote tawri ni yes ka ngai no mi hau to ban handak su tawdoi ne hayang si puthora ne manipur gi 6 month ma sangdong na ba no le dong man de yes ngaten lak to si aduna ai manipur gi haijabani ko sigi nate ko yaning makai na yes haibiro yaning da ba no haibiro ahan bagi sin yaning bagi ni ko adu amathang parak pana yaning da bagi na hojikti no haibi ba amta ngangbi hunu ko no mayam du energy save to thambiro aduga yes to na hojik yes haibiro ba ko ai pazarake the rise of coaching institute is to support the existing formal school system. The angtang haibi hojiki tayari tawdo male. Yabi ningba sing yes haibiro. Aduga masigi motion sibu yabi ningda bana no anong ta haibiro. No si amta yawda mani. Yawda ba sumbra ba. No should haibi ani. Moi the high long stand khang upon the hand. Haidi my magi position the lemner of an house crossing to poti entity pexel lo palcado in Shan to poti house cross to the qua entity pexel lo 10 schedule tak tanto cadoni. Adana Ujikido Bata Tenico. No sing to I am an aloina Hazel Lagatam Gumali, qua, signavale. Adana Kambadamasi Matangi shitting the wayna. Tawuna Sunguran Kalika no kanda. Baptati Ujikido. Me masing a totally sounds kene, yes, kene. Me masing a pioneer committee lequisida. Me Sangago Manico participation, horses salise. Although Macon told me trying to get tole. Yes or so no or so Aduna Matang house as on toxere. Adoga Matangi sitting the winner, a quay boat to luxury in a tamjere. Adokanotor say, Loy Recono, Tinson Bellower about mark tabulation. Ahan but the canotor si there 60 minutes any observation was that the hobirone Dadilla Dr. Sapam Dilip Department Law Manipur University 2 minute Nico second the haga 120 second Aduga Kring Kimakawa deco Akushimatang Nakta ni Satramatang Nakinatra
BMS Manipur na Sinba debating competition sigi speaker in Langsin Biriba Igimarup Dr. Y Premananda head Department of Law Manipur University duga judge oina Langsin Biriba oza department jury duga Hiras loina nang sigi debating competition sigi achauba thawai oina hapiriba treasurer amasung opposition bench ki member tin Biriba khwai punama judge oi bagi comment haise loisalakanda kari improvement tawba yage haibadugi comment duni ngasi debate sidai da yam nungai basi class akhoi school ge mahiroi sing ki oba debating competition oina sin basi sima nungai maram di kaino hai kanda tungda afaba debater thola kadra thoro oidra hai basi ngasi sinbiri ba debating competition si yengaga akoina lecture ga doini maram di debating open debating competition mayam da university ki college ki adumba mayam marak tudai da amani yalak pa khak natana akoi class 8 to 12 ki angang singi participation si am neme adu ngasi ji yang matam da afaba debater mayam ma koi sidagi tholakani haibagi asa tawi aduga debating competition lakpa season of masda technique khara adum lai
ꯑꯗꯣ ꯇꯦꯛꯅꯤꯛꯁꯤꯡꯗꯣ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯈꯔ ꯇꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯎꯕ ꯈꯔ ꯇꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯩꯅ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯗꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯤ ꯉꯁꯤꯒꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯖꯕꯗ ꯋꯥ ꯉꯥꯡꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯗ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯕ ꯀꯣꯟꯚꯤꯟꯁ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯕ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯉꯥꯡꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯒꯁꯨ ꯃꯤꯅ ꯇꯥꯕꯗ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯞꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯒꯁꯨ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯣꯏ ꯏꯁꯩ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯏꯁꯩꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯔꯤꯗꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯋꯥ ꯉꯥꯡꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯗꯁꯨ ꯔꯤꯗꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯤ ꯑꯅꯦꯝ ꯑꯋꯥꯡ ꯆꯪꯉꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯤꯗꯨꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤꯕ ꯄꯣꯏꯟꯇꯣ ꯌꯥꯍꯟꯅꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯗꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯐꯖꯕ ꯄꯣꯏꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯒꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯊꯣꯏꯅ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯞꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯁꯨ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯀꯟꯒꯗꯒꯦ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯇꯞꯀꯗꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯅꯦꯝ ꯑꯋꯥꯡ ꯄꯣꯏꯟꯇꯨ ꯏꯁꯥꯅ ꯈꯪꯉꯕ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯃ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯃꯔꯨ ꯑꯣꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯤ ꯉꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯍꯩꯔꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯃꯄꯨꯡ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯎꯕꯗ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯃꯣꯟꯕꯗꯧꯅ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯃꯈꯛ ꯎꯏ ꯃꯁꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯇ ꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯦꯒ꯭ꯔꯦꯁꯤꯞ ꯑꯣꯏꯌꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯨ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯦꯒ꯭ꯔꯦꯁꯤꯞ ꯑꯣꯏꯌꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯨ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯣꯟꯊꯕꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯅꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯏꯖꯨꯀꯦꯁꯟ ꯁꯤꯁꯇꯦꯝꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯁ 11 12 ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯛꯄꯗꯨꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯑꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯅꯠꯇꯕ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯦꯃꯥꯅꯟꯗ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯍꯥꯏ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯨꯜ ꯍꯥꯌꯔ ꯁꯦꯀꯦꯟꯗꯔꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯀꯣꯂꯦꯖꯗꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯛꯏ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯨꯗꯩꯗ ꯂꯦꯞꯄꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯀꯤꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯗꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯗꯒ ꯂꯦꯞꯄꯒ ꯀꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕꯗꯨ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯀꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯁ 11 12 ꯌꯧꯔꯗꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯀꯤꯅꯤꯡꯉꯥꯏ ꯀꯅꯥꯝꯁꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯦꯕ ꯇꯧꯕꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯗꯤꯁꯤꯄ꯭ꯂꯤꯟꯗꯤ ꯉꯥꯛꯀꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯑꯀꯤꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯂꯧꯊꯣꯛꯀꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯀꯤꯕ ꯂꯩꯔꯒ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯈꯟꯈꯤꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯀꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯐꯥꯖꯤꯜꯂꯒ ꯀꯩꯝꯇ ꯉꯥꯡꯕ ꯉꯝꯃꯔꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯣꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯩꯉꯣꯟꯗ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯇꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯀꯤꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯀꯤꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯁꯥꯡꯅ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯨꯜꯗꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯏꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯑꯁꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯑꯍꯣꯕꯗꯣ ꯃꯗꯨꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯂꯧꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯐꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯄꯨꯡ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯦꯃꯥꯟꯗꯁꯨ ꯂꯩꯔꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯅꯥꯔꯩ ꯃꯆꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩ ꯃꯆꯨꯒ ꯁꯦꯠꯄ ꯁꯥꯇ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯂꯧꯈ꯭ꯔꯅꯦꯅ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯦꯕ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯇꯤꯡ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯇꯤꯁꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ TG ꯍꯥꯌꯔ ꯁꯦꯀꯦꯟꯗꯔꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ TG ꯍꯥꯌꯔ ꯁꯦꯀꯦꯟꯗꯔꯤꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯟꯅ ꯂꯩꯍꯧꯕ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯥꯡꯍꯟꯒꯅꯨ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯤ TGꯒ ꯆꯞ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯔꯥꯡꯗꯁꯨ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯤ ꯃꯣꯏꯔꯥꯡ ꯃꯜꯇꯤꯄꯔꯄꯣꯖ ꯍꯥꯌꯔ ꯁꯦꯀꯦꯟꯗꯔꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯨꯜ ꯅꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯅꯤꯐꯣꯔꯝꯁꯤꯒ ꯆꯞ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯅ ꯁꯦꯠꯄꯅꯦꯕ ꯃꯣꯏꯁꯨ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯤꯅ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯐꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯦꯟꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯇꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯇꯣꯄꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯕ ꯈꯔ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯂꯩꯇꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯔꯣꯏ ꯁꯦꯜꯐ ꯂꯔꯅꯤꯡ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯅ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯐꯕ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯃꯔꯝꯗꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯔꯤꯇꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯊꯤꯡꯀꯤꯡ हाइबसे सेल्फ लर्निंग दगी लाकनी मरमदी नोइना कोचिंग चटपा हाइबा मतमदा लाइरिक पाबदा नुंगाइबा फावबा हाइबसे इसाना पाजरिबा लाइरिक तो आइगी मनुंगदा चंगाबा मतमदा अइगोंदा फीलिंग अमा फावगनेबा अंक अमा होटपा मतमदा अंक जिगी कैलकुलेशन जे चुम्मे हाइ मतमदा अइगोंदा सडन ब्लिस अमा आइगी माइंड थोलकनेबा अदु थोलकपा मतमदो मदनी लाइरिक तमनिंगबगी अखोगी इहुल फावरकदोइसे अदु नतना ओजाना आदा होटलगा युमदा सिंजल्लागा अदु दुम येंगागा होरेनसु अदुसु मु येंगबा स्कूलदसु मु येंगबा कोचिंगदसु मु येंगबा अदुदि अइगोंदा नुंगाइबा आइगी लाइरिक तंबगी इहुल अमा अइगोंदा यावरकदबदो कैम यावररोयबा अदुना लाइरिक तंबगी इहुल यावगे खंगे नैनगे हादि सेल्फ लर्निंग हाइबसे सिना ख्वाइदे याना फै अदुना इंडिया की अफबा इंटरनेशनल स्कूल खुदिंगमक्ता कोचिंग की खुदोंगसाब अमता पीरोय ऑल राउंड डेवलपमेंट सगोन तोंगबसु तंबिनी अखोगी जगोय साबसु तंबिनी अदगे इरोयबसु तंबिनी फुटबॉलसु तंबिनी करीगिनो इंडिया की पैसा पाइबा मणिपुर की पैसा पाइबा नुंगाय याफबसिंगजे मोगी मसासिंगजे कदाइदा थानी है कांदा इंडिया के अफबा इंटरनेशनल स्कूल दनेबा इंटरनेशनल स्कूल द कोचिंग तौब्रान अमतंग हंगोबा करीगिनो अदु इंटरनेशनल स्कूल दा थारिसे कोचिंग यावद्रगसु कोचिंग अमता लेरो इंटरनेशनल स्कूल दा पोरखा लई हाइबा याबा दुबो मतमजे स्पीकर ना मतमजे अखोगी अकंगना पीरबनिना अदुना अखोगी आइगी दा आइगोंदा पीबा मतमदगी आइ खनबदा मिनि अमागुंबा हेलमने खले अदुना मसीगी वाफुम खरजे थमगा याम कन्ना होनबा हाइबसे लेपोइदबनी अफबा डिबेटर थोनगदबनी अखोगी कीरोइदबनी हंगबा इकाइरोइदबनी अखंगबा ओजादा चक्कदबनी हाइबा वाफुमजे थमा इपुनों पुखुरुमजरी हाइनिंग लेटन थागतचरी डॉक्टर सापम दिलीप अराइब ओजा नतीदा लूगी ओजा सुम ओइसले अदगी रेडियो द नावै पाव पारमे होजि पागे थबनी तवयादमिना रेडियो द दिलीप एना तरेम खाइदा कैदा पावं पारे अदगी मयाम ताबिरंगनी कनो रेडियो द डिस्कशन अदगी करी करी ꯏꯔꯒ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯅ ꯏꯔꯒ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯥꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯑꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯇꯤꯚꯤꯗ ꯀꯩꯗ ꯌꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯔꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯁꯤꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯤ ꯃꯥꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯃꯄꯥꯔꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯃꯤꯅ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯩ ꯀꯥꯞꯁꯤꯜꯂꯛꯄ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯊꯪꯁꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯇꯧꯔꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯗꯥꯛꯇꯔ ꯇꯤ ꯗꯤꯄꯥ ꯃꯟꯖꯨꯔꯤ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯗꯤ ꯅꯨꯄꯤꯅꯤꯅ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯠ ꯑꯃꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯍꯥꯞꯆꯔꯒꯦ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯠ 4ꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯂꯧꯕꯤꯔꯣ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯦ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯠ 4ꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯂꯧꯕꯤꯔꯣ ꯇꯤꯖꯤꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯑꯐꯥꯎꯕꯅꯦ ꯍꯥꯏ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯃꯨꯛꯇꯪ ꯁꯥꯇ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯡꯇꯪ ꯂꯝꯖꯤꯡꯕꯤꯔꯝꯃꯣ
Thank you so much. Ahanba Maktada Speaker on election Biriba was a Professor Yumnam Premananda Singh. Aduga Tinbiriba Miam, Judge on election Biriba was a Dili, Badigi was a Anand, Digi Halaman Singh, Isai Inau Singh. No Poham the Tagasari, Amukana Kui Tanjasi, Siguma Tanjasi, Tabakti. Personnel kan oi beradum lady laiba ado ozane hairak pada school gini haib da amko sen yawning ba koi debate dum thawai yawjarak ba smaina yellow go pink se laga koi dum challe anung siba angang singi matam dugi jos hai gadra enthusiasm do sum remind ta wadu encourage to ningi ja sing sin yam thawai yawna kana tarak ko sing se ko yam nungai jai thank you so much for giving me this opportunity ado matam sigi kano da yengjaraga yam samna wahai amani dang agi thamoi da phaujaba ningjaba du thamjage ahanbada koina haijaning badi ain haijaning badi ngasigi debating top kanose competition si topic si am matam chai puthok pirak pasi khana nei na mayam da wakhan gi macha ga ma oina na ba haitare ko ado education system se ta seng harabada koina democracy si ohen ge mai pahan ge harabadi education system ji hana mai pakpam change ba ado education system ma democracy ga dum iroina na sat kani amana fail ora ga dum sudum fail oini ano education system si yamna maroi ba democracy da ko ado ani si na koi da hujik si democracy na ta dictatorship hara ga da koi kusu koi da phajan punjan ba du yaning aroi ko adum lal hora ani aduna democracy hara ga koi da thoidokna masina yamna dictatorship ko khena ba natra ga su koi da asa ma pi ba ko koi gi wakhan si masa pai na hai ta ningtam na liberty gi freedom gi oi ba pot ama koi da la hale ba adumaina changmana education na su koi da asa pi hariba asa se ani se matching ora kanda amana amabu kahini puraga samina ra kanda koina koigi mai pakpa kano nungai ba democratic oiba society ma du possible oigadori bani ba ko ana hujik lairi ba si akoigi educational institution si ta seng harab da formal education system si khara din nare laina khara din laire masi fail ora haiba dei haijaroi kain ano no ba koi matam gi adjust tong na badi hotnari adubu sigi collective efforts siga koi individual aspiration haitare ko koi na pamja ba siga like parents na pambaga masa na pambaga so hafet matching oidaba parents sing na ain ta hogda budo isa sing si ta honningi kaina hotnarak pa ko aduga masa sing na di atopam hek pambagumba adumaina ngasai gi individual citizens sing pamisina karino haibasi ngasagi education gi concern oribo authorities sing siga pau hek phongna dabagumba kaiginoga amadudi something like koina highly politicized oiba department amagi for example aina koigi manipuri case ta haijarabada education department ki leader haitare ko sibu thau pubiriba minister si koi kaya sure silli se ko an education system si da kari award palai amon palai habasi sengdokna bor khanthana bagi matam phau phangdana ahum mari dum hauгре ko adu kadai da no mana masigi responsibility jahi manga da logada base anu kanana masigi initiative lauraga responsibility lauraga masibo koina individual aspiration siga collective kano siga department gi kano siga kamaina sana hangade habi khanthana bagi matam ho phangdre ba ko an aspiration ani se khenarak panina obviously people will start looking for alternative means adu dani coaching center de hektar ibase aduga ani shubuda in haijaning was formal education di holistic oeba doctor engineer tamba adu khatangi oina koina target tawraga formal education si tawba yade miyam gi oibani doctor engineer oining ba hakta leiba natabani na ko aduna koi specialization professional education haraga de koina coaching institution singi mateng lowa ma hek darka leire adu kaigino adu da target tawrabani aduna need ki ji gi koina coaching institution lairakpada thoidong na madu problem nate laina oina lowa yade ko laina oina logadabadi ngasai gi school da tawriba same thing do reproduce tawraga school gi haribo oja sing sina coaching center tor highly commercialized or profit motive ta ko adu salary phangdabagira yamdabagira adu su question ama dum koina hangba yai ko aduna sigumba mayam si koina ade angang sing da so khandana bai matam su hek phangak taba coaching bu chat kadra school gi bu hona gadra ko ꯑꯗꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯕꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯃꯤ ꯗꯤꯃꯥꯟ ꯂꯩꯕꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯖꯤꯁ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯦꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯒꯦ ꯑꯔꯣꯏꯕꯗ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯇꯧꯕꯗꯤ ꯔꯦꯁꯄꯦꯛ ꯇꯧꯗꯕ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯝꯇ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯝꯒꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯔꯝꯕꯟ ꯕꯖꯥꯔ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯠꯅꯕꯤ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯗꯅ ꯃꯩꯇꯩꯒꯤ ꯊꯣꯡꯒꯥꯟ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯐꯝ ꯐꯝꯕꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯀꯣꯆꯤꯡ ꯁꯦꯟꯇꯔꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯦ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯦꯟꯇꯦꯂꯤꯇꯤ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯈ꯭ꯔꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯄꯣꯠꯐꯝ ꯐꯝꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯁꯨ ꯁ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯗ ꯄꯣꯠꯐꯝ ꯐꯝꯃꯒ ꯄꯩꯁꯥ ꯇꯥꯟꯒꯦ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯂꯩꯕꯗꯁꯨ ꯑꯅꯛꯄꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯨꯗꯣꯡꯆꯥꯕ ꯍꯦꯜꯂꯤꯗꯅ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯂꯥꯏꯕ ꯃꯤꯟꯁ ꯊꯤꯔꯛꯄ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯣ ꯅꯥꯒꯥꯂꯦꯟꯗꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯝ ꯑꯣꯐꯤꯁꯔ NSSꯒꯤ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯝꯕ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯑꯃꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯝꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯩ ꯈꯪꯅꯤꯡ ꯅꯤꯡꯁꯤꯡꯉꯛꯏꯀꯣ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯌꯦ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯄꯨꯕꯤꯕꯗ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯄꯣꯠꯐꯝ ꯉꯥꯛꯇ ꯗꯨꯀꯥꯟ ꯉꯥꯛꯇ ꯀꯅꯥꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯅꯣ ꯀꯅꯥꯅ ꯌꯣꯜꯂꯤꯅꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯕꯖꯥꯔ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯀꯛꯅꯕ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯔꯛꯇꯕ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯦꯟꯇꯦꯂꯤꯇꯤꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯏꯖꯨꯀꯦꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯀꯣꯆꯤꯡ ꯏꯟꯁꯇꯤꯇ꯭ꯌꯨꯠ ꯂꯤꯡꯈꯠꯂꯛꯄꯗꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯎꯕ ꯉꯝꯃꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯋꯥꯈꯜ ꯈꯟꯊꯔꯒ ꯁꯤꯅ ꯀꯗꯥꯏ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯐꯩ ꯐꯠꯇꯦ ꯁꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯨꯟꯅ ꯈꯟꯊꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯒ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯐꯕꯗꯨ ꯂꯧꯍꯧꯁꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯐꯠꯇꯕꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯕꯨ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯍꯟꯅ ꯊꯥꯒꯠꯆꯔꯤ ꯊꯦꯡꯛ ꯌꯨ ꯁꯣ ꯃꯆ
Oza Anand gi muk yoro mane. Oza Anand so arai bo oza nati yam mun di khang nati. Ayu ta ga su ngasi degi phajana khangnar se ha jang. Khara tang sa ta sing lamjing biram oza.
Very good morning. Hanba Maktada Speaker Sir, Professor Premananda, Sir Hananu Kurumjari, Jury Member Sir Dilip, Ma'am, Asina Han Makangnavani. Manoj na ngasi sumaina jury member oibio ka hairak pase yamna kaitare haigadra kaina haibage ko sir debate je ai ju samang yam thokchare thaina school taming ai the public school ki satra ne mem sarai ado debate yam thole ado debate ki kaitare ngang bagi mayam mang da thoga ngang bagi sigi kaino se sigi iho movement je si loi gi dra ai nei ju yam kana pakachagi hai tare matam da hodi satro oire loire oza oina ju changjare akoi MU da ko aduga but seeing this group seeing this new generation taking into account and debating between school system and coaching system aphawa phataba nei na rakpase I'm so happy I'm so taken aback hai tare go yamna harau bom phaweba that I feel that the future of Manipur's education is in good hands adu noi me amna phajana sumaina ngangba TV da radio da sumaina broadcast to we ko organizer me amchina this is very very important especially for this new young breed of people coming out from these various schools not only TG extra edge mahikol ko mayam lady me amche this is very very important for me aduga sima haizerage ai observation second observation da BSM gi akoi naw manoj amasung Susmita moi me amna tawrize Vidya Lakshmi moi me amna being a coaching institute itself and breaching this topic of coaching institute versus formal education system minus my topic am puthora khanari je this itself is a very kahetare coaching institute oina so maina khana bagi topic am puthora ga the weaknesses the strengths the pros and the cons khana raga tawri je I heads off to the BSM department BSM ni coaching institute oina ladies see heads off sir matam yam ko in lawja roi sir ju meeting lai ren haire but a few aigi insights hai tara ina sum khangjab je India gi GDP da education da only 4.1% khaktang ne education na khaidari je defense sawi because obviously my neighboring countries me am do hostile oi bani na education da 4.1% aduga ina sum khangjab da health da 3.8% or 3.3% khaktang lai handa ki chai gi ko sum aina sum Google da yengjabane social sector je chawkhat hajiki khudaki development gi the economy is very important but for the future race of a generation sustainable development in thirapu matam dena education and health has to matter has to be there up there haidi yam luna lawam thoe sarkar na ko GDP gi percentage share je hengalakpa matam da ngasai noina systemic problems and high give infrastructure laitaba oza 1:40 gi haiba oza gi training phajana pi daba oza jing qualified low daba sigi whole systemic problems si je kitang keno torakadra problems yam je issue me am je solutions purakpa ngamgadra ina khanjai GDP gi share let's Finland for example you guys said Finland right Finland contribute, like Finland ki GDP, education ki GDP shares, it amounts to around 7 to 8% of their GDP, which is reflected in the education system. Public schools are so strong that that they do not need any coaching institutes at all. Adugi public school infrastructure strong hoiba, oza phaba, and teachers are paid so well that they do not need to run coaching institutes. Like for example, judiciary ki judges में हमसे तोलोब चावरी से कहीं गिनो ना सुम हाय तोलोब चावरी से कहीं गिनो because they financial motive to do anything more. Sir, just one more second. Financial motive to लाइते ना बने बा. ओजा सिंह जे financial motive कमाइना लहे लोगी coaching institutes कमाइना run तो हो लोगी है तारे ओजा सिंह की salary दो मतिक चाना पी तारगदी they will not have any financial motive to run coaching institutes. Rather मोइना 9 to 5 की class as school the thabak to fully psychologically, emotionally, mentally, cognitively full 100% pirakaduine. So ozajingi training piba see infrastructure me amja kaida tai last political will power am change Manipur. Our political will needs to be strong, stable loiba akoina angangjing akoi MBA gi tak angangjing da kai akoina pestel line hai political, economic, socio cultural, technological, environmental and legal line hai pestel ja. If the political system of a state is weak, nothing will prosper in that particular state. Aduna political willpower is strong hoiraga. Education ki social sectors ki indicator में हम लगी education, health, skill development see में हम just strong hoiraga that the future will grow. Students will be happy, teachers would be happy, and as such, education will prosper. Coaching institute darkar taro hoidune. But for now, since akoi population, India has touched 1.4 billion population, right? Aduna loinamakta focus to buding amdamne because of certain financial weaknesses. Coaching center ki darkar yam tari hojikidi, but in the future, with a strong government and with proper akoi education ki policy program orientation do lagta ragidi. I think India is going to be not only the 5th largest economy in the world, but will grow to be, the second or the largest economy in the world. Sir, sir. Thank you so much.
I get the canonical minute mangane do minute taragumba ko. Muna tabiu ko maruina kugi kai tai satra sing satra na tabi tata su ya su kai da satra sing adu mama pa ya marui ko school lai si yum sine ba sing school di school amma du sum thari ba du ne tamgam di haigir hai roira ko yum sina marui si mama pa na angangi mamangda sub tha ba yu thaga launa ra ba adum phara roi ba ngang do everything depend on mama pa da lai doine ba ko lai si lai koti ma khoiram masala su mi duna mama pa du khoiram draga di enkhambada lai duna dum yara roiba sumba khara lai si khoina mama pa sa maroi ai wa khanda dis kundagi di mama pa ne maroi bro khale ba ko aduna maite gi pawroda ima ipa min uba lai ni lai sing bodi moi ne moi sa thak to ngak tani school li phi su moi pi doi ni school na thin coaching na thin ma su moi na thin doi ni ngai ba su moi na ngai doi ni sak su moi pi ja doi ni breakfast moi to hon doi ni moi ngak tane ba du min uba lai si direct ima ipa su oire ne lai ani ni pi de bi sona akhoi de ada lai bani kai lai no khangde bapta di bungo noi da direct yum da lai pi e ba adugi lai sing du na phajana khona bi yum changi hai bani da aduma debate sibu de nungai re moi si nauri bani na ko khara sembi ba ma changi ising sai bi ma changi aduga yan ta na debate ni haraga hekta chatla ngang ni hadi yada ba sidi oja guru nai da ba yaroi ko thabak se oja guru nai dra ba kam yaro lamjin se ma da puka ka poi oja guru nai dra di aduna debate haiba mi leibane Manipur yamna akhoi si debate si masing thingam de debate yaropage certificate si thambam leitadana adam thambi mo makha da kang ga da leidana hawai bo bauji pudi ung tijala opu da hape aduga paisa ju phangi debate yaw bodu pachonga phangba yawi lupa lising am piwa lising tara piwa yawi haida akhoi di ina khulakte laire pakha pass ta ore baba do harau de sale tami ming chalu pisa pirane ming chalu hairani pisa thorane na coaching chat pasu sati saning sa pangam de ke pisa tamina ai khale pisa le ramade ai pharam da su ai ko na pisa le tamina awar pam leibani kan hona re aduna ai rampan tame rampan se su yam kana phabana te phatraga su ojabi mo su rampan ni na ko aphaba sa tu thui dana ko adu mangda khoi som oi adu akhoi fast taru de ꯑꯩꯅ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯏ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯐꯥꯁ ꯇꯥꯔꯗꯤ ꯐꯥꯁ ꯇꯥꯒꯗꯣꯏ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯂꯩ ꯃꯃꯤꯡ ꯄꯟꯅꯤꯡꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯅꯪ ꯐꯥꯁ ꯇꯥ ꯐꯪꯉꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯃꯨꯛ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯇꯥꯔꯗꯤ ꯅꯪ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯇꯥꯔꯗꯤ ꯅꯪ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯇꯥꯍꯜꯂꯝꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯦ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯤꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯁꯦ ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕꯅ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯐꯩ ꯑꯩ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯁꯨ ꯃꯥꯔꯛ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯩ ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯣꯏ ꯑꯐꯕꯗ 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 ꯃꯣꯏ ꯃꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯐꯩ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯕꯖꯥꯔꯕꯦꯁꯟ ꯑꯩ ꯄꯣꯏꯟ ꯄꯤꯗꯦ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯖꯤ ꯊꯥꯏꯌꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯖꯤꯗꯤ ꯒꯨꯗ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯃꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯐꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕꯅ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯌꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯦꯚꯔꯦꯖ ꯑꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯁꯣꯟꯕ ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯨ ꯈꯔ ꯌꯥꯎꯏ ꯑꯁꯣꯟꯕꯗꯤ ꯄꯥꯡ ꯌꯥꯎꯗꯦ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯃꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏ ꯐꯥꯁꯇ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤꯁꯦ ꯉꯁꯥꯏ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯤꯔꯝꯕ 에듀케이션ꯗ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯄꯣꯏꯟ GDPꯗ ꯊꯥꯗꯗꯦꯗꯣ ꯊꯥꯗꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯃꯤꯁꯤꯡꯗꯤ ꯚꯣꯠ ꯀꯥꯕꯗ ꯂꯨꯗꯣꯏꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯄꯣꯂꯤꯇꯤꯛꯁ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯅꯤꯁꯦ ꯄꯩꯁꯥ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯥꯗꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯦꯕ 에듀케이션ꯗ ꯁꯤꯡꯒꯠꯂꯛꯑꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯈꯪꯒꯠꯂꯛꯑꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯐꯔꯛ ꯇꯥꯔꯣꯏꯗ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯗꯥꯀꯨ ꯗꯔꯥꯡꯅ ꯄꯥꯟꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯃꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯥꯠꯄ ꯅꯨꯄꯥꯗꯣ ꯃꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯉꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯇꯨ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯌꯥꯔꯣꯏꯕ 에듀케이션ꯗ ꯄꯩꯁꯥ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯥꯗꯔꯗꯤ ꯊꯥꯗꯈꯤꯔꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯄꯣꯂꯤꯇꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯋꯤꯜ ꯒꯥꯏꯗꯨ ꯀꯥꯏ ꯂꯥꯛꯇꯣꯏꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏ ꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯚꯣꯠ ꯊꯥꯗꯕꯗ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯈꯟꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯇꯠꯇꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯃꯤ ꯉꯥꯛꯇ ꯈꯜ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯕ ꯍꯨꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯝꯗꯕ ꯋꯥꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯁꯦꯡꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯈꯟꯕꯤꯌꯣꯕꯀꯣ ꯃꯤꯁꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯍꯨꯠꯁꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯈꯜꯂꯒꯗꯤ ꯃꯁꯥꯅ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯀꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯈꯟꯕꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯗꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯂꯩꯌꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯐ꯭ꯌꯨꯆꯔꯁꯦ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯦꯞꯇꯣꯏꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯅ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯗꯒꯤ ꯐꯠꯇꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯈꯟꯕꯒꯤ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯇꯤꯁꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯅ ꯁꯤꯗꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯃꯥꯡꯉꯤꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤ MLA ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯀꯥꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯍꯨꯝꯕꯨꯁꯤ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯕꯗ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯉꯥꯡꯅꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯏ MLAꯒꯤ ꯐꯨꯜ ꯐꯣꯝꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯍꯧꯋꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯇꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯇꯩ ꯅꯣꯏ ꯍꯪꯉꯗꯤ ꯐꯨꯔꯛꯀꯅꯤꯀꯣ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯩ ꯀꯥꯞꯁꯤꯜꯂꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯪꯕꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯅꯤꯅ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯋꯥꯍꯪ ꯍꯪꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯊꯕꯛꯅꯦꯕ ꯏꯁꯣꯔꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯊꯥꯔꯛꯑꯃꯤ ꯋꯥꯍꯪ ꯍꯪꯉꯨꯔꯣ ꯋꯥ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯨꯔꯣ ꯊꯥꯔꯛꯏꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯋꯦꯕꯀꯣ ಅದು ꯈꯪꯉꯝꯗꯕꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯏꯗ MLA ꯀꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯈꯪꯉꯝꯗꯕꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯏ MLA ꯐꯨꯜ ꯐꯣꯝꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯔꯛ ꯇꯥꯖꯥꯅꯤꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯁꯨꯝꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯤ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯗꯅꯕ ꯈꯇꯪ ꯐꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯈꯟꯕꯤꯕ that is the best solution ꯂꯣꯏ ꯐꯔꯛꯑꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯗꯤ ꯑꯣꯇꯣꯃꯦꯇꯤꯛ ꯐꯔꯛꯑꯅꯦꯕ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯃꯛ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯑꯃꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯔꯦ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ BSM ꯀꯣ ꯁꯥꯡ ꯊꯥꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯇꯦꯟꯁꯤꯟꯕꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯠꯇꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯈꯪꯗꯦ ꯍꯣꯔꯦꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯣ ꯑꯁꯥꯡꯕꯁꯦ ꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯦꯝꯁꯤꯅ aduna masigi manos susmita adagidi kari Vidyalakshmi moisingje adu koi unai khangi aduna moina kan honari moin honari moin mi khrong lerangani ka moina sinabani mi singduna moina administration to hoyane ba ka producer am lerangane ba ka isai producer leidna pasa putu to uda amai to dra moisu afaba thabani education da moigi mission namaglo na changchali siam phare ad aina noi mayam da haid maru ne noi dani ka Quite pasta address to Siamaro, Zazi Sing Gana, Toronu, Toro, Mr. Speaker Hagalore, Matamang Evaco, just the which Moses Highland, the came to Uru doing it. I got Nanga Tonabaneva, Speaker Pamaga no man say, House ni, Sima, Elosilage, Adon Aduma, Matanga, address to the Mr. Speaker Sarlore. Adagiti, Oza, Tanabu could debate Masalam died at least 1 week among the Oza Guru Unabu. Akoina debate yarakpada akoi oza le bako cycle da thauraga oza sin unai unaraga moina ha ko point do ai no mari yeli mano toga akoi kan tore practice to si yare oza ga mari yena aduna dum debate oi jare bako laga nimituro ai gi mind do frame toga nganga lore wari bu ko adu yuane adagi di sigi sida akoi to do se ngasai ngang ba da khatang national akoi education policy 2020 kan ngang ba yoi ko khara adum da focus to da bani 1986 amasu lei school education yawbani elementary su yawbani moi mang adu khaga ngang ba ade constitution ge article amani education ji kada yawge ka ji khatang thiba ngamaga na case lo amani go hapchan bugum ba ko adagi di data yam yawba da ka le data yawdi de kaim kana te ko data id ngasai pi do 6.4 3.3 ka to do data khara sinaga domni data yawdi amani yawe Sima adagidi yamadi ngang yare da aina yam iri ba ko si singsi akhoi da laga de khoi na point do piga da ba laktamni ka de piruni aduga YouTube ta su khayeng bi ko YouTube ta best parliamentarian sing na ngang ba adagidi international debating competition ko symbiosis to ba pune to ba Delhi university to ba su yam yaw ba ne ba ko adu si yengom change akhoi mi de tam do ne ba ko mi na so khoi de tamni tamtok tam na do ne ba ko ai hairabani ni so yaroi ba tam bam change ai gi model lama Who's my role model? Role model am tambam change ba ko tam dri swaya ro dana ko sinma gi sei din noi phari ba ko I am an loi pha ban ngang sin ba debate ki su tam mo ba ꯇꯝꯕꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯍꯝꯕꯜ ꯁꯖꯦꯁꯟꯗꯀꯣ ꯏꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯠꯇ ꯆꯔ ꯉꯥꯡꯕ ꯅꯠꯇꯕ ꯃꯔꯛ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯐꯥꯒꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯇꯧꯕꯁꯨ ꯐꯩꯌꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯋꯤꯠ ꯀꯧꯏ WIT ꯋꯤꯠ ꯕꯦꯁ ꯄꯥꯔꯂꯥꯃꯦꯟꯇꯔꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯣꯀꯣ ꯁꯣꯝꯅꯥꯊ ꯆꯦꯇꯔꯖꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯑꯗ ꯑꯇꯜ ꯕꯤꯍꯥꯔꯤ ꯕꯥꯖꯄꯦꯌꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯂꯥꯂꯨꯁꯨ ꯕꯦꯁꯅꯤ ꯂꯥꯂꯨ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯁꯥꯗ ꯌꯥꯗꯕꯁꯨ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯩꯕ ꯃꯤꯅꯦꯕ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯕ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁꯀꯤ ꯃꯥ ꯈꯪꯖꯄꯣꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯥꯔꯊꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯍꯟꯖꯤꯟꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯃꯔꯛ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯊꯦꯠꯄꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯩꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯃꯥꯟ ꯄꯥꯟꯊꯩꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯊꯦꯠꯀꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯃꯔꯛ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯁꯤꯁꯦ ꯅꯪꯒꯤ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯤꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯗ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯁ ꯄꯣꯏꯟꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯌꯝꯗ ꯍꯧꯔꯛꯇꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁꯇ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯩ ꯍꯩꯇꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯉꯥꯡꯕꯁꯦ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯉꯥꯡꯅꯤ ꯄꯨꯡ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯁꯇꯨꯝ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯤ ꯂꯧꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯃꯄꯥꯟ ꯆꯠꯂ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯤ ꯁꯤꯃꯤꯅꯔ ꯉꯥꯡꯉꯤꯁꯦ ꯇꯧꯕꯇꯕꯨ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯈꯠꯂꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯌꯝꯗꯒꯤ ꯇꯝꯃꯛꯇꯕꯅꯤꯅꯀꯣ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁꯇ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯃꯤꯅ ꯅꯣꯛꯂꯛꯇꯗꯤ ꯐꯔꯛ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯥꯏꯑꯦꯕꯗꯣ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯑꯩꯅꯗꯤ ꯐꯥꯒꯤꯅꯤ ꯇꯧꯖꯗꯣꯏꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯐꯣꯡꯗꯣꯛꯄ ꯉꯝꯃꯣꯏꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯗ ꯃꯤꯗꯨ ꯅꯣꯛꯂꯛꯑꯔꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯤꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁ ꯉꯥꯡꯕꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯑꯦꯗꯚꯥꯟꯇꯦꯖ ꯂꯩ ꯇꯧꯕꯇꯕꯨ ꯃꯩꯇꯩꯂꯣꯟꯁꯤꯅ ꯀꯣꯏꯅ ꯉꯥꯡꯕ ꯃꯍꯨꯠꯇ ꯏꯪꯂꯤꯁꯅ ꯁꯝꯄꯠꯅ ꯄꯣꯏꯟ ꯇꯨ ꯄꯣꯏꯟ ꯍꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯋꯦ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯗꯚꯥꯟꯇꯦꯖ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯑꯃꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯑꯦꯗꯚꯥꯟꯇꯦꯖ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯑꯦꯗꯚꯥꯟꯇꯦꯖ ꯂꯩꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯨꯟꯅ ꯈꯟꯕꯤꯔꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯈꯟꯕꯗ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯐꯔꯥꯡ ꯈꯔ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯗꯤꯂꯤꯞꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯣ ꯂꯣꯏꯁꯤꯜꯂꯒꯦ ꯀꯤꯕꯨ ꯀꯤꯔꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯗ꯭ꯔꯦꯀꯣ ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯉꯩꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯅꯦꯃꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯣꯂꯦꯗꯣ ꯁꯣꯂꯦꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯨꯗ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤ ꯁꯣꯂꯦ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯄꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯦ ꯀꯂꯔꯒ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯑꯦꯀꯣ ꯁꯣꯂꯦ ꯅꯝꯐꯝ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯕꯁꯟꯇꯤꯒ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯋꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯕꯤꯂꯥꯁꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯆꯠꯂꯨꯔꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯐꯅ ꯀꯨꯏ ꯂꯩꯔꯛꯑꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯋꯥꯏꯗ ꯃꯍꯥꯔꯥꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯨꯏꯑꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯗꯨ ꯃꯐꯝꯗꯨ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯁꯥꯔꯤꯅꯤ ꯁꯣꯂꯦ ꯅꯝꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯁꯣꯂꯦꯗꯨꯗ ꯑꯃ ꯗꯥꯏꯂꯣഗ് ꯑꯃ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯩꯗꯅ ꯋꯣ ꯗꯔꯒ ꯋꯣ ꯃꯔꯒ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯃ ꯀꯥꯎꯕ ꯌꯥꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯀꯤꯕꯨ ꯀꯤꯔꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯣꯏꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯀꯤꯍꯟꯕꯤꯒꯅꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯃꯤꯅ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯩ ꯄꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨ ꯑꯩ ꯀꯤꯕꯤꯗꯦꯅ ꯆꯣꯡꯁꯤꯜꯂꯤ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯩ ꯀꯥꯞꯄ ꯁꯤꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯋꯥ ꯅꯠꯇꯦꯗ ꯀꯤꯗꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯕꯣꯜꯅꯦꯁ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯀꯤꯗꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯤꯗ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯇꯤꯁꯟꯗ ꯀꯤꯕꯨ ꯀꯤꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯋꯥꯏꯗ ꯁꯨꯇꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯊꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯀꯤꯕꯁꯤ ꯃꯃꯥ ꯃꯄꯥꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯦꯀꯣ ꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯃꯃꯥ ꯃꯄꯥ ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯀꯤꯗꯅꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯄꯨꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯔꯦ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁꯣꯝꯗ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯗꯤ ꯎꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯁꯣꯝꯗ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯌꯦꯡꯕꯗꯀꯣ ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕꯅ ꯃꯈꯨꯠ ꯅꯤꯛꯑꯦ ꯃꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯃꯈꯨꯠ ꯅꯤꯛꯑꯦꯕ ꯉꯥꯡꯕꯗ ꯑꯩ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯇꯦꯕ ꯑꯩ ꯆꯪꯉ ꯐꯥꯎꯔꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯄꯣꯠꯇꯦ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯇꯤꯁꯟꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯈꯨꯠ ꯅꯤꯛꯄ ꯈꯣꯠꯄꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯣ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯐꯔꯛꯑꯅꯤ ꯑꯗ ꯑꯃꯈꯛ ꯂꯥꯁꯇ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯄꯤꯅꯤꯡꯕ ꯃꯦꯁꯦꯖꯁꯦ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯀꯤ ꯀꯜꯆꯔꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯣꯛꯈꯠꯄ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯤꯀꯣ ꯖꯒꯣꯏ ꯁꯥꯗꯧ ꯃꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯩꯔꯦ ꯖꯒꯣꯏꯁꯨ ꯁꯥꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯇꯧꯕꯇꯕꯨ ꯖꯒꯣꯏ ꯁꯥꯕ ꯅꯣꯏ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯈꯠꯅꯔꯛꯄꯗ ꯖꯒꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯥꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯔꯣꯏꯕꯀꯣ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯅ ꯈꯥꯝꯗꯣꯏꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠ ꯇꯧꯅꯧ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯔꯨ ꯑꯣꯏ ꯃꯇꯩ ꯃꯅꯥꯎ ꯈꯟꯅꯕꯗ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠ ꯇꯧꯅꯧꯕ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤ ꯁꯤꯅꯤ ꯅꯪꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤ ꯁꯤꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯃꯆꯥ ꯈꯥꯏ ꯈꯥꯏꯅ ꯄꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯝꯅꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯅꯤꯅꯦꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯝꯕ ꯏꯃꯨꯡꯗꯨꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯗꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠꯀꯤ ꯀꯜꯆꯔꯁꯦ ꯏꯃꯨꯡꯗ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯨꯜꯗ ꯀꯣꯂꯦꯖꯇ ꯌꯨꯅꯤꯚꯔꯁꯤꯇꯤꯗ ꯂꯩꯇꯦꯕ ꯄꯥꯐꯨꯗ ꯐꯨꯅꯕ ꯃꯩꯇꯩ ꯃꯆꯥꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯥꯊꯤꯒꯖꯥꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯥꯏꯔꯤꯛ ꯇꯝꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯛꯄꯗ ꯅꯥꯛꯄꯨꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ LLM ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄꯗ ꯋꯥꯁꯨ ꯉꯥꯡꯅꯗꯦ ꯈꯨꯠꯅꯇ ꯍꯥꯜꯂꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯀꯥꯎꯁꯟꯕ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯊꯤꯟꯖꯤꯜꯂꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯂꯥꯜꯂꯦ ꯐꯨꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯃꯍꯥꯔꯥꯁꯇ꯭ꯔ ꯄꯨꯂꯤꯁꯅ ꯐꯥ ꯆꯤꯡꯈꯠꯇꯅ ꯑꯩ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯆꯠꯆꯔꯦ ꯂꯧꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯂꯝꯗꯗꯤ ꯈꯨꯠ ꯊꯥꯅꯗꯦꯕ ꯆꯤꯟ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯦꯕ ꯁꯨꯡꯐꯨ ꯐꯨꯅꯔꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯠ ꯁ꯭ꯋꯥꯡꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯣꯏ ꯃꯍꯥꯔꯥꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯗ ꯃꯔꯥꯊꯤ ꯑꯝꯇꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯉꯥꯡꯅꯗ ꯉꯥꯏꯔꯤꯀꯣ ꯄꯥꯛ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯅꯞꯄꯝꯕꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯪ ꯄꯨꯂꯤꯁꯅ ꯐꯥꯕꯤꯔꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯣ ꯇꯝꯕ LLMꯗ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯃꯥꯁꯇꯔ ꯂꯣ ꯇꯧ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯍꯟ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯍꯟ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯐꯥꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯃꯤꯉꯣꯟꯗ ꯀꯥꯎꯁꯜꯂꯝꯃꯦ ꯊꯣꯝꯖꯤꯜꯂꯝꯃꯦꯅꯀꯣ ꯑꯩ ꯂꯧꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯩꯇꯩꯁꯦ ꯗꯤꯕꯦꯠ ꯇꯧꯅꯕ ꯃꯍꯨꯠꯇ ꯈꯨꯠ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯦꯕ ꯄꯥꯛ ꯊꯥꯕꯤ ꯍꯨꯝꯕꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯔꯣꯏꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ we need to cultivate culture of debate in every section of society maduda ain khambada shanti da nate sakopsu laani loi laani apho mihut khanbai se adusu debate taunaraga karam mina phadono je khandu natro arai kha adagini pakhang lai sabi gisu karam nupi logadagi se debate tauna doini karam nupa da leigadagi se debate tauna doini adu ain khambada debate se loi maru oiradra aduna debate is very very important adugi part ama mali khajai gi khoi gi BSM tawrei se ko ai loijare sida hujiki to piro lathomage losalage loire khuba khubire nu yare ne reason puro lathosla kaw meeting laibani moi thok torna khoi horen marak te yaksol lore ai gi meeting de moi yam sai se ba thena salaga ka hujibu loidre ba lawdoi re baina sika do buno kai na first second sa oh first second third lathurage ko adu khoi soi tom doni sikano ni ko first second third ta de noi puning nungnang ba dagi dai mawalo ti yaw kai to adu tor nu ko akhoi su ahama yaw ku first ta ti ba ko mari manga yaw kanda act akhoi la adimi kinare cricket su sa mane Tendulkar su ku ju 100 furam moi ba han ba ko phulak pa mane pangpu phulak pa wari ne ba aduna sum yaw ba ngasi fasta ja ba se mathang da fasta ken khallo ba ko aduga sigi mi sing sina fasta ba da saw ko to go no we should encourage them aduga those fasta da ba sing do adu su mathang da kan honoro ada third position lak thoge third position se maya khuba khubi ko ma mark 216 phangi out of 300 Anjita Khundrakpam mana third time ade second position da kahan sibo zero tini ha kahan sibo Tainasri Sanu Lokrakpam mana 223 mark phangi out of 300 aduga first aba sisu nupi nu par sibo nupi ni ni adudi third is nupi ra second is nupi ya adudi yaad re farak tare sidi women empowerment trip empower tare idi tap tare adagi di phasina thingnam Mirabai mana 234 out of 300 ko first aba second aba third aba nu hom to tholo lo tholo ba lep se bi dai chala ge ba se yare ko se ko isu to ge yare se sigi si se am to pai ge na ya ka ma pai ho ga ai na ka phagu ko do karam no o si si ya sini ko ma phasing third tai se yare yare no price ti ma to bizar ni mo ko
Sathazariba BSM ge talent burst haina mingthon jaduna pangthok sariba debate competition asiga ngasi loishin bagi tanjadu oikre roina lenena ngasi first second third taraba school khuding mak ki chatra chhatri ki khuding mak date 25 July ge date 25 sida koi final closing day tawjagani numidadu da first second third taraba ngang singi prize distribution koina date 25 sida tawjagani Mathangi event oina koina thamjariba dance competition gi hauji koi participant loina mag yoroka leire loina na dance competition asibu yawbi gadaba participant sing aduga dance competition asibu just tawina na ba jury sing so koi loina mag hall as the links in the leibire maramaduna dance tawbigani haiduna lakpiri ba participant khudimang na hall manung da changbirak na ba haiduna noluk na ni singjari